going on, guys? This is the Sean Michael Mingo Show, and I am Sean Michael Mingo. I'm with
Kwame Ameyaw Boateng.
Nice.
Thank
That's
you.
your last name?
Yeah, Boateng.
What is that? Where's that from?
Well, in the United Kingdom, there was recently when Liz Truss was elected Prime Minister, she elected Kwasi Kwarteng as the Chancellor of the Exchequer, but Boateng is a Ghanaian name. So it's the name. There's actually a song with Ed Sheeran, if anybody's heard Peru, with Fireboy DML, where he goes, "I'm a gay Nobi, so go you won't capture my soul." He's singing Yoruba in Twi, which is my dad's language. Boa me means help me. So Boateng, I'm not entirely sure what it means, being part of American through my mom's side, like 5 generations back. And my dad, me being a first generation immigrant through my dad being a naturalized citizen. But Boa does mean help.
You think she whiffed it?
It makes me what?
Think she whiffed it?
Think she whiffed it? Who?
I think they just kind of made it up on a whim.
Well,
I
don't know.
Think about that.
Well, that's the thing. Like from the Western perspective, when you're a linguistic anthropologist, for instance, looking into like Peloponnesian languages or African language or even Spanish, like as a Romance language, a lot of the translations between each other, like como in Spanish means what and like.
Yeah. Like
so
when
when you're coming in with English, when you're speaking, like for instance, in Twi, a traditional greeting is Wahonti saying echo den. So it sounds, you can Americanize it by saying Wahonti saying echo den, and that just means we aren't the same. Say this again. Okay, but that's not the way Twi is spoke. So
Okay.
I don't think she necessarily whipped it, being my mom. But at the same time, I don't think my mom has a great conception of what Twi means. But in today's age, where you have Universal Music Africa, Ed Sheeran doing all these music videos, Burna Boy, of course, who won the BET African Music of the Year in 2020. You don't like Burna Boy?
I don't like Burna Boy's music.
Really? Why not?
This is the way to start like the first episode is be like, fuck Burna Boy.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, it's
I've
like
heard it.
it's because he gets labeled as what's it called? Not Afropop. Is it Afropop?
Yeah, but Afropop. I mean, Afropop is
makes
more
R&B.
Fela Kuti.
He makes R&B.
You think it's R&B?
He makes R&B. Like
Ghana
it's not-
has even more R&B.
But that's what you said, Fela Kuti. Fela
Yeah.
Kuti is like, with the drums and like
The saxophone.
the big band.
Yeah,
That's like real African music.
Yeah.
Like, well, he makes R&B like disguised as it's like what the fuck? It's like people saying like something's metal and it's like hard rock. It's like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like when Metallica went in like a hard rock direction, like Black Album era, and they were really like they were like a thrash
versus
metal.
Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah,
or Linkin Park even. Like some people will say, there's a huge difference between Godsmack and Linkin Park, maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think that. Ugh.
Yeah.
No offense to those bands, but like,
Right.
it's like different. There's levels to this shit.
There is.
You know.
Mike Shinobi, I hope he's married by now. He's interracial, I am too. So
Wait, who?
Mike Shinobi, the lead singer of Shinova.
No, he's not the lead singer. The lead singer's dead. Chester.
Okay,
he's like the B
that was a
mic.
pedophile.
He's
Yeah.
like the. Wait, what?
Well, he was arrested for pedophilia. He was.
Pedophiling?
Pedophilia. Like he had kitty porn on his laptop or something, and he killed himself. Didn't he kill himself?
Didn't he kill himself?
I thought he did.
Oh, you're talking about Chester.
Chester.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
I mean, he committed.
Suicide.
Yeah.
So did what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman.
No, I like that. I like that
Yeah,
phonetic switch.
Yeah, that was total fucking dyslexia there. Sorry. And who's the other guy? Robin Williams. They both killed themselves. Both
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah, we don't. I'm gonna just catch you up on some 2024 rules. Is they don't say that anymore. They say they don't say commit suicide anymore.
What do they say?
They don't use kill or suicide. It's like a word they use now.
Okay.
I can't think of what it is now, but it's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like the PCing of everything,
Right.
where everything is like,
assisted self-death, maybe.
yeah, seppuku, you know.
Seppuku. Yes. Yes. Japanese ritualized honor killing.
You know what that thing? What's that guy's name? Jake Paul or Logan Paul?
With Jake Paul, I know. He's boxing Mike Tyson. Logan Paul, I don't know.
Yeah, they did something where they went to like some Japanese forest and like they made fun of like the whole process of like seppuku or something, because there's like a suicide.
Really?
There it is. Suicide forest in Japan.
Okay.
That I guess people do that. Like
Really?
I'm really whiffing this, but I don't want to.
No, you're not.
I don't
You're not
want to
with me.
Google
Let me
anything.
tell
I
you
just
this.
like
My girlfriend Jennifer, she's half white, half Thai.
Yeah.
In Thailand, they have vomit temples, because Thailand not only has recently, as of 2024, so we're talking about what's PC this day and area, they legalized same-sex marriage. They also legalized marijuana. But they have these vomit temples for people who become too addicted to, let's say, anything.
Yeah.
Or even it's not necessarily addiction, but these temples may be set up for the, again, I might be whipping it here because I'm not a Thai Buddhist, but it's called a vomit temple. I saw it on CNN web TV where they give you something that makes you, the opposite of like when you're on a boat, when you get seasick, it makes you seasick, it makes you nauseous.
Wait. The opposite of when, like motion sickness.
Motion sickness, right.
The opposite of motion, what is the opposite of motion sickness? That is
solitude.
Solitude, meditation.
Yeah, meditation,
enlightenment.
Mindfulness, right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I used to go on cruises when I was younger. Like my mom would go on cruises.
From Florida, Carnival?
Yeah, and like that world freaks me out. Maritime law. Okay. It's just like there's no rules out there. Like anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know, people can do whatever out there. Like people get there's a, what's his name?
You can starve to death about it. You know,
if
you don't get source food enough, just like you can refuel a jet plane in the air. There's some of these Russian planes that are kicking our ass in Ukraine. They can get refueled in the air over Ukraine or even Israel before they drop the bombs. But in a boat, granted, you got these cargo ships. There was one recently that got stuck in the Suez, and the one in West Morgan or West whatever, the Governor West something of Maryland, had that Baltimore Bridge thing. Did you catch that?
Wait. Yeah, wait, no, yeah, what is that?
They were stuck on a boat for months. Those people, they had to get food from the shore, So if they weren't getting that, and they were just right off the shore of Baltimore. So maritime law is pretty.
West
spooky.
Virginia? You're talking about West Virginia?
No, Maryland. West Morgan. It's Governor West.
Oh, the governor.
The governor's name, yeah.
Governor of Maryland. Like Westmore.
Westmore?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he looks like Cory Booker.
He does. He does look exactly like Cory Booker. But like a 6'5" linebacker Cory Booker. Westmore is a pretty tall dude.
How long is Cory Booker? How tall is Cory Booker?
I don't know. Being a senator, I'm gonna guess over 6 feet. All those guys are pretty much basketball players.
I mean, he's not short.
He's not. They don't let you be short as a senator. No Napoleons in the U.S. Senate.
You gotta be a who?
No Napoleons.
Oh, Napoleon.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hold on. Height. Yeah, he's 6'3". That's like politician height.
That's height of Cory Booker?
Yeah.
6'3"?
Politician height. They might lie because it's like it's like celebrity net worth. It's like if you ever look up celebrity net worth, and it's like, I mean, how could you quantify this? Like, what are you quantifying the assets? Like, how
many screenings or streaming views are getting on Freevee or Amazon Prime or Tubi?
Let's bring it back to what you were talking about earlier. You were talking about Rihanna, and like you made a good point about talking about how like you can't really quantify how many like times people listen to music on like YouTube.
Right.
That's what you were trying to say, right?
Well, especially because Google's a number, so you have to think. If your company name is a number, just like Facebook is like a high school yearbook. Facebook, I can't find my friends from high school anymore. Ironic. Yeah. Google at the same time, the number of Google is what? Significantly higher than 1 billion, but Rihanna's getting 2 billion play views.
Right.
That's, but then we also delved into the American economy. How much is somebody on the Forbes 400 worth? When we're comparing the per capita GDP. To.
Do you know about numerology? Are you like familiar with anything with numerology?
No, I don't. I wanted to learn. Hey, what's up, David? How you doing?
Can we share a cigarette before I go to bed?
I'm short. Can I say no? I've got 5. I want to stay awake for this podcast. I've got 6 actually. I got 5. I'll give it to you.
All right.
Do you get GR?
Yeah, I get GR, but I got robbed this month.
Oh, you said you spent it before.
Yeah, I spent it, but I had $50 left over on my EBT.
I definitely give you a cigarette before you go to that party this weekend.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Keep it yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Shawn Michael Mingo show, guys.
Yep, with here Kwame Ameyaw Boateng.
Live from pre-opposed jail. But numerology, it's like each number 1 through 9, they all have like a significant meaning. Like,
yeah, they have their own unique characteristics, almost like the periodic table of elements, where this number represents this.
But that's what they got it from.
I wouldn't know.
That's what because carbon is 666.
Okay.
If you think about like what people quantify 666 as, it's like evil, and you think about oxygen versus carbon, you know what I mean? It's like it's all this all has to tie in at some point.
Yes.
Like what's it? I got the aluminum foil on my head.
Yeah, tinfoil hat conspiracy. No, but it's neat. I mean, even in Chinese, 888 is a lucky number versus in America 666, number of Satan.
Right.
But still, Yeah, numerology. What I was saying, at one point I was trying to learn. Well, I had a professor of international relations who was a vet. He was teaching a U.S. foreign policy class, and he told me offhand one day, "It's a good thing to remember how to count to 1 to 10 in any language." I was like, okay. So I never actually wanted to learn how to count to 1 to 10, maybe because of him. But I did try to learn to speak at least like 5 or 6 different foreign languages. But was held back because he's just a Western white male. Granted, he has the same PhD from the University of Denver, Colorado, where Condoleezza Rice, George Bush's Secretary of State, teaches.
Okay,
So
she teaches there now?
And she has a PhD from that school as well. She teaches.
About that. She teaches there?
She has tenure.
Yeah, that's so you were like, that sucks, right?
But I know, right? A professor
such a
associated with
bad
Condoleezza Rice, and I'm dissing him. That's what sucks. But he was all right. I met a nice woman in this class, but
no, I just mean like being from like going because like being a politician is like a job where it's like at the most you're gonna do it for what 8 to 10 years,
right?
And you have to think about the next 30 years or whatever of your life.
How are you gonna make money?
Yeah, how are you gonna?
Poor Pete Buttigieg. You know, I voted him in 2020.
Wait, who?
Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation.
Buttigieg.
He's great though. His dad was from Malta. He wrote this. His dad edited this book by Antonio Gramsci, who's an Italian philosopher, and his dad edited it. I bought this book at the USC bookstore, the Prison Notebooks. But I found that out maybe 3 days ago, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy I voted Pete.
Yeah.
But who are you gonna vote for, Trump or Biden?
Robert Kennedy.
You're voting Robert Kennedy?
No, I just have that in my head every time someone asks me.
If we're going for Democrats, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's not Democratic. He's independent.
Oh, he's an independent. Okay, we've got 6 senators who are independent.
Really?
Yeah.
We can do that?
Yeah, we have 6.
Oh, they're gonna destroy
in addition
everything.
to Bernie Sanders, there's 6 other independents.
I'm an independent.
Yeah.
I'm an independent.
Yeah, Bernie would have been good. You know, he would have gotten his student loan thing passed.
Yeah, like those things can't happen.
Yeah.
You need someone who like can be charismatic but also not like passionate. That's the beauty of almost every president except for like Trump. Mm-hmm. He's like the exception to the rule. Is that you go up to the mic and you're like, hey, I might do 3 of the things I said. I said 100 things. I might do 3 of them, but I'm gonna try to bomb another country and then make as much money as possible. That's what I'm really gonna do. You know?
I'm surprised that we have Biden right now allowing, you know, or if not Biden, maybe Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin or Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, allowing these wars in Ukraine and Israel, which was cited by the ICJ for genocide because of what's happening, to happen. You know, Ukraine, his son worked for Burisma. I mean, Joe Biden. It was a Ukrainian, if I'm not mistaken, it was a Ukrainian company. I know this. He was paid approximately, according to the New York Times, $300,000 to $600,000 for 6 months of work.
Whoa! Wait.
Which led to some tax problems.
Wait, yeah. Like, what is the tax on that? What do you?
Yeah, right. So you know, he wasn't really. He was audited, of course, but yeah, his son was enmeshed with that Ukrainian company. I think it's a petrochemical company.
Okay, yeah.
Because Ukraine borders the Caucasus. They have, if not petrochemical, natural gas. So energy company.
Same shit.
Same shit. Yeah. But yeah.
Big money. That's
big money. That's a lot of money. You know, I mean, the president's making $400,000 a year. When they get out of office, they're making the same as one of their department heads. So a department head, somebody like headed the FBI, CIA, DEA. But not only that, if we're guessing, let's look at Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. He's pulling like $221,000 a year.
That's not that much.
So it's not. So keep in mind when Biden gets out of office, he's not making that $400,000 for the rest of his life, but he is getting a lifetime stipend.
Yeah.
Granted,
stipend. That's like a child. Like he's getting.
And he's he's 81, so he's not getting it that long. So Joe Biden probably took out life insurance, but still.
When I was a kid, when I was like 15, I was just in class one day, and they pulled me out. It was me and like all the minority kids, all the like minority kids that didn't give a shit, and they all put us like in a room and said, "Congratulations, you're in the AVID program. We're gonna pay you $80 a month if you just come and learn about college," because they're trying to like push.
I had that in Florida too. It was called the Dupe-TIT program. That was
Dupe-TIT program.
TIP.
Oh, let's say
talent
that.
identification program, just like AVID.
Yeah, talent. It's like a talent thing. It's
Yeah.
like you're smart but minority. You know?
No, yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb. I definitely, for National Merit Scholarship, I got the National Achievement Scholarship Award.
Really?
Yeah, which is the one for minorities.
What is that, like 24,000? What is that?
On the PSAT, well, PSAT was like, you know,
no, not the score. Like, how much money did you get off?
Oh,
you know?
I didn't get any money. It was just emblematic award, a token name award. In name only, you're a smart minority. Give it to me. You know, it's like, damn. It was ridiculous. Granted, I don't know how much that inflated my SAT score when I got the perfect on critical reading, but it certainly didn't lead this AVID program or TIP for me. It didn't lead to me going to Yale Law or anything like that.
Yeah,
so
but now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Here in the jail program, recording a podcast with a guy wearing Spanx. So like,
well, hey,
you know what I mean? Here we are.
My girlfriend's from Thailand, so
there you go.
No diss on the Spanx anymore.
You know what I mean? I want to be the first trans person with cow udders. Like I know I've mentioned it before, but I'm gonna be
cow udders. Yeah, exactly.
Figure it out. It's not a sexual thing. It's just like I want to be able to produce cow milk.
Yes.
2%. You know,
2%. I mean, who doesn't like 1% or buttermilk? 2% standard fare.
You know then. 'Cause I don't know this stuff, so this is great. Like, what is the difference between 2%, 1%, and Robert? Come on, man. Hold on 1 second. Sure. Keep talking.
Sure.
Wait, Jimmy, could you close that window for me?
Yeah, but what's the difference between 2%, 1%, or?
No, Jimmy, I'm just speaking.
I'm recording a podcast, man.
You're doing a podcast.
Just close it. He doesn't give a flying fuck about my future or my career. So yeah. Anyways,
personally, you asked me that question. I turn it back on you. I don't know what buttermilk is, but buttermilk is some delicious stuff.
Buttermilk.
I know you can make biscuits from it. I tried to make cornbread with buttermilk once.
Yeah, it's just buttermilk.
But I think the 1%, 2%, they're taking out the fat. Like whole milk, granted, it doesn't seem like that much fat. The calories in whole milk aren't that much more than 2%.
Wait, let me see.
Granted, I worked in a deli, and a lot of the steak that you see on the shelves in like a Vons, a Kroger's, a Safeway, a Publix, any super Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. You think first that we have 330 million people in this country. So there's a supermarket, a Walmart, for instance. I'm going to include all those shopping chains. Think of how much fresh meat is on the shelves every day. Okay, so I worked in a deli. What they do is they take back that meat. Granted, the deli isn't a butcher, so some people are going to maybe course correct me here. But, I mean, it's just, working at a supermarket, they take back that meat. They put it in the back of a supermarket, and they re-amalgamize it. And they inject preservatives into it, and then put the meat back on the shelves. Because 350 million people, even if our farming sector, our agricultural, if you look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, maybe 2% of Americans are farmers. So that's 30,000 people. A farmer, granted, isn't an immigrant or an undocumented immigrant working in a meat processing plant, but even if those people are 60,000 people or even 180,000 people, 180,000 people cannot feed 350 million people and slaughter cows or chickens all day.
Well, that's why farmers it's lobbied. Like it's all private sector now. Like
granted, we're importing animals from other countries like China with a population of 1 billion people.
Well, no,
too, but still.
No, fucking. Curse. Food. I watched that movie, Food Inc.
Okay.
And it's the guy who made Mick. What is that? Big Size Me.
Morgan Spurlock.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
He starts to start a restaurant.
Okay.
And so he learns about the chicken industry and how like the chicken industry is completely like private sector, and you can't own you can't own a farm. Like you can't own a major mass-produced farm in America because they're gonna try to tax you or like.
I saw this thing on PBS that this guy was cool. He was an immigrant and from Taiwan, and his family owns a ginseng farm.
Ginseng.
Well, it's just the ginseng seemed to be planted in a forest next door, and they had the assembly line and everything. But he was talking about the history of ginseng. Ginseng's like a 100-year-old plant. Like a ginseng you buy in the store can be like 100 years old to like 30 years old, and it's supposed to have all sorts of like numerology, healthy. What's the word? Not aromatherapy, but
like numerology,
herbalist.
Like
yeah. But I did acupuncture once, which was pretty fun. It's supposed to have all these medicinal qualities, like Ayurvedic medicine. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. Yeah. You take. You ever heard of what's it called? Fudge on my. I can't believe it's a herbal plant, and I just completely forgot. It's in the show.
Don't tell me it's ginkgo biloba if you told me.
No, it's like ayahuasca or like
ayahuasca. Okay.
That kind of stuff, like medicinal, makes you all whoopity whoop.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're sitting. Now that things have calmed down. It's 18 minutes, by the way.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Granted, some podcasts go on for about 4 hours.
Yeah. I'm sitting there just staring at your olives, like. Trying to give an idea what we're looking at here.
Well, it says green olives for tamales, and back to like factory farming. There's a not civil rights leader, but a migrant farm worker who had her 94th birthday recently, like who worked with Cesar Chavez, and it always fascinated how these beans, like green beans, lima beans, black beans, kidney beans, because I've never seen a bean plant. Granted, I've seen like a cashew fruit plant or an almond tree, or cashew fruit tree, almond tree. What's the other? Walnuts. I haven't seen, but like these almonds, they say 4 tamales, but they're pitted. So I find it fascinating how they have this mechanization of agricultural products where you can get, an olive is such a small thing, and you can pierce through it with a machine that's like the size of a marble. You've got a bunch of marbles in a assembly line, and they're getting sorted, and it's neat. It's neat. That's why I think more people should be vegetarian. It's just same process.
Are you vegetarian?
I try to be.
Yeah, you can't. Like we live.
I'm flexible with it.
We're in a program. It's called the ODR program in California, and it's like this. You get out of jail, and they put you in a housing situation, and they feed you and stuff. But for the most part, they give us like ground beef. So if like even if you're vegan, yeah, you gotta eat ground beef, and ground beef is like red meat is like the worst shit you probably eat for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Disease wise, like pork, ground, and it's terrible to say because it's like. You say it to like people who are
preparing the food, and they're like, "Well, if you want vegetarian, I'll give you rice."
It's like, well, I don't know, maybe because we want to live, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's ridiculous. But and then I go to Trader Joe's after spending a day here, and I'm so like depressed, like trying to go out and like be around like regular ass people. I'm just like, hi, and they're like, "What's going on? How you doing?" And I'm like, I just want to buy my fennel and go home.
Yeah, I want my kale.
I just want to go. I'm gonna have to go home, and you'll be like, "Oh, you go." Oh, look at you! It's your fucking nice ass bag. It's like Trader Joe's is like cheaper than the Superior grocery store. It's cheaper than Food for Less. It's cheaper than fucking CVS,
but
Walgreens.
It's a very California, suburban, not suburban necessarily, but California.
It's not suburban.
Pseudo wealthy store.
But it's not. It's like it's such a like perception flip because you go to Sprouts.
Sprouts is nice.
Sprouts is nice, but Sprouts is more expensive than Trader Joe's. But most people will go to Sprouts because they think Sprouts is it's better. But Sprouts is just overpriced. It's just an overpriced place. You get the same shit at Trader Joe's. I don't know. It's like in Florida, they have Trader Joe's in Florida, but the big store in Florida, is Publix.
Right.
Publix is like, like the premium, cool store, but it's not like an organic store.
No.
Like I think it's like fried foods and like sweet tea and.
Granted, I've never been to Miami. I'm sure Miami has some really nice ethnic stores. They don't. Yeah, true. Florida's got all these retirees who are white. But I was told living in Lakeland, Florida at one time, that in the Publixes in Miami, some of the on the cereal boxes, for instance, they would have English and Spanish. So there's the labeling initiatives where they're trying to incorporate some minority markets. But I thought it's always important to shop at if you living in Los Angeles, a big metropolitan area, or even if we're in New York, I'm sure options are like it's available. How you can go into like an Asian food store, and buy, if you want to go to like a Chinese food store, some soy products like soy milk,
some chicken feet or something,
Chicken feet as well. Chicken feet they sell at Walmart now. I made some chicken feet from a Walmart in Las Vegas. And it's pretty easy. Just boil it. And
get the gelatin out of there.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It doesn't taste like anything. It's like eating the crunchy things you get in your pretzel bag.
I like take the chia seeds and I'll boil it out and then
chia seeds. Okay.
I don't have a strainer here. They'll probably like arrest me if I have a strainer. I'm like, hey, what, you gonna strain meth? It's like, no, I don't do it. And I take the chia seeds out and I'll just put it in my hair.
Oh, really?
The chia seed gel. It's really good for your hair. It's really like soothing.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that with like I knew a woman who made kind of like Harry Styles' song "Watermelon Sugar." She made her own like lotion or body cream using watermelon juice in a blender, and then mixed it with some paraben oil. Just
why would you do that?
I wouldn't want to smell like watermelon personally.
What is the nutritional benefit of using watermelon?
Yeah.
Watermelon's just water, right?
Right.
There's no vitamins in water.
Yeah, there's not.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
No offense to watermelon. Like I like watermelon, but what is Harry Styles' obsession with watermelon?
It's strawberries on a summer evening.
I know it's a metaphor for sucking dick, but the point.
Right. Speaking of which, another Harry Kane today did not suck dick. England went on in Euro Cup 2024 and beat
vitamin A,
they beat
B6
Netherlands.
and C.
Oh, really? Okay, vitamin A, B6, and C.
I don't know who you're talking about. What is this you're talking about?
Well, the European Soccer Cup. It goes on every 4 years, just like FIFA, but it's 2 years offset.
Okay.
England advanced to the finals, and they're playing Spain. And Spain's team this year, UEFA Champions League, that goes on every year. Real Madrid won. Real Madrid won for record 18 times. They're the most winning team in Champions League history. And Champions League is the European league as well, so it's different than Copa Americas. We also have Copa Americas this year because the Copa Americas and UEFA Champions League go on every year. European Cup goes on every 4 years, but they also have World Club Cups that go on also every 4 years, but it's all a little offset by FIFA. I'm just a big soccer fan.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just like, okay.
But Harry Kane's one of the strikers. Jude Bellingham, another forward. They had a good game against the Netherlands. I missed the second goal, but I was pleased to see England go on.
So you want to see England? England's your team. Like, how do you pick a team? Like, wouldn't you just?
I like Germany. I'm a big German fan.
What about Manchester?
Manchester City, Manchester
thing?
United. That's a Premier League thing. That's the United Kingdom. So that's the same thing as Liga MX in Mexico or MLS in the USA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, for instance, in Spain, Real Madrid plays in La Liga. In Germany, you'd play in Bundesliga. In Italy, you'd play in their own private league. France, they have Ligue 1, and the sub leagues beneath it as well.
Is France good?
France is generally pretty good. Kylian Mbappe, he's one of the best players in the world. He's playing for either Real Madrid or Barcelona next year. He got transferred, but he used to play for Paris Saint-Germain, which is owned by a Qatari family.
So, a Qatar family?
Qatari family, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Qatar owns the vast majority of Paris Saint-Germain.
Really?
Yeah, but there's a lot of minorities who do own these sports teams, even in America. You look at Jacksonville Jaguars, owned by a Pakistani gentleman, Shahid Khan.
Dude,
yeah.
It's like, I'm saying this on here, like someone told me that the OER program is like funneled through like an Asian company. They didn't specify which country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like all the money that gets funneled through these programs, and they just keep making new programs. Like,
well, I know our landlords are, if not from East West Bank.
Yeah, you saw it on there,
I
right?
did see that.
Like,
I see we're paying rent to them, so that means this is still state money that's paying for this program, probably under Prop 1. Granted, the Federal Reserve's printing money, so some of this stuff is just...
It's just like, if the money's
taxes.
just like...
Yeah, just funneled.
It's just insanity.
Underclass programs, it's unbelievable. It's disheartening to be here.
It's just funny because, like...
Funny as well.
Like, when you start... Like, I talked to one of the program directors of my... What would you describe it as? Like, the people who, like, oversee your case, like the
Well, I had to too. I had an interview on Zoom. I had mine through Amity Foundation, which are the people. Amity Foundation was based in Arizona before they expanded out here in California, and their mission statement is to deal with homelessness, incarceration, and temporary housing. They tie that together. But then they're the macro director of this program, which is a micro director. The micro program, which is Open Arms Living.
Yeah,
I see it like a spatial level almost. Yeah. But some see it as like a matrix organization where they're all interlocking and it's just columns and tiles, but there's no difference. Like on a chessboard, you're on this rank, you're on this file. There's really no difference.
And it's all going funneled through a giant company called SSG.
SSG?
Yeah, that's the name of the company. I was supposed to look it up today, but I forgot.
Oh,
like, yeah, it's like that's the company that's out of whatever part of Asia.
Okay.
So like. Yeah, it's just like really interesting because when I talked to the program director, they didn't know they didn't know anything. Like I was like talking to them like, oh, you don't know shit about anything. Like you're just like here.
My ICMS worker, which stands for Intensive Case Management Services, who does nothing but drive me to my court appointments, has the same name as the head of HR for the foundation that I described as the macro foundation.
Yeah.
But looks very different on the LinkedIn picture and has no LinkedIn profile of working at the foundation, but they're just using your name. So there's so many, like to call something SSG, like SDG or SGD for like Singapore dollar, these acronyms and backronyms and
it's a holding company.
Alphabet soup. It's all Prop 1 and pharmaceuticals.
What's it called? The Russian? I can't think of the name of it. The dolls, the nesting doll, like the.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we both know.
But Fabergé eggs is one example.
Yeah,
the dolls, the little dolls. Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just like.
Speaking of Russian, they have this concept known as the Tomkin village, where Tsar Nicholas of Russia, he was trying to help the peasants, so he was going into modernize Russia, and they would set up these fake villages to make the Russian peasants look really the people who are already the nobles. They would just put like some they would take like a mobile home and put some furnishing on it to make it look like the peasants aren't living in a thatched roof hut, and they were called Tomkin villages, PTOMKIN. And those dolls, I forget the names, but that's what I was about to call them. But yeah, it's just like my trial is a Tomkin trial almost. The things that the prosecutor and how my public defender's office, it was absurd. I was sitting in jail with a guy who said he got like 4 years to life or something. I'm like, how am I sitting next to somebody who has 4 years to life when I'm in the suicidal? I don't know. It was crazy.
It's funny, like, because for whatever reason they're trying to just expedite the process of getting people off of like life sentences into this program, which is scary as fuck, right? Because it's like someone could be
socioeconomic differences, the safety concerns,
like whatever their case was. What if it was first-degree murder and they just happened to slip through the system? You know, they had a public defender that didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like I've met guys who's like, yeah, like I killed somebody, maybe I'll get an apartment. And I'm like, holy shit! Like not like judging. We all gotta grow. But it's like that's maybe my roommate. Like
yeah. But then that's the thing, you know, they're offering not only these pardoned criminals.
Well, we're criminals. I'm a criminal.
Well, we're not criminals. We got some sort of diversion. I was a 2-time felon, but they dropped one of my felonies for indecent exposure. Didn't even know you could get a felony for indecent exposure. But we're diversion. It's reentry too. So with the reentry, ODR stands for Office of Diversion Reentry. We're reentering into society. It's unfathomable to me why sociologists or social policy workers are coming up with programs like this for people in America, because you know, in America, if we have this land of opportunities, it's also termed as a capitalist country where it's, you know, hyper competitive, or at least it should be. And it's like to say I get a free apartment after being in jail for a while. And I got to Yale, and I'm dealing with people phenomenally stupider than me.
Yeah.
And it shows, and it's just like I have to be nice to you now. I'm not worried about the criminal as my roommate. I'm worried about my ignorant idiot driver to these court appointments who screams at me one day after I say, you can't diagnose me as crazy, you're not a doctor. And she says, I'm not your slave.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say that to me either on Juneteenth. So fuck you.
That's the thing, is like we have like in a weird way, we have the most power in the situation because they don't want to put us back in society. Like it's that thing we're talking about ghost employees. Okay. It's like the whole point of this program is that if we can just stay on EBT and on GR, whatever the fuck, and like kind of stay in that cycle, live in an apartment, you know what I mean, eat Sour Patch Kids, smoke cigarettes, and then just like never actually.
We're not going to slang dope on the corner.
You're right. It's like at least they're not doing that.
But
you
we're
know
also not going to get a real full-time employment either.
No, you know? But they don't want that because they want to keep the employment rate at 80%.
Yeah.
And if we.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, that was a good one. You almost had that. That was a shitty pass by me. I'm sorry. Good hands. Good hands. All right. I lost 3 lighters, but still good.
Hey, you know, I used to love smoking cigarettes inside of cars. I used to call it square pushing.
Cigarettes until square pushing, why is that?
Square, like you're square.
Oh, okay.
You sit in a car with the windows up, and like you just rail lines of cocaine, just smoke cigarettes. You know?
I remember this one time I came back from college. I told this guy I did heroin. We were sitting in his car. He just looked at me with the weirdest look. This is the guy I used to drink with and smoke weed with, and we did a little bit of cocaine before we went off to college.
Yeah.
And he looked at me so sad and depressed. "You done heroin? What happened to you, man?" It's like, dude, what are you talking about? But I guess he wasn't having a good time at his school. He went to he transferred, but he went to like borderline private military academy that was just like brainwashed.
He was getting raped.
Yeah.
He was getting railed in his ass. Military, dude. The amount of times the military has come to me, like it like followed me on my Instagram. Like they've come to my house, like this is all in Florida. There'd be some like this like perfect like German like blue-eyed guy.
Yeah, Aryan race.
How you doing? You know what I mean?
Gandhi looks down to you too, but yeah.
You're perfect. Your body's perfect. No tattoos, no nothing. We could really use you. And it's like yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Like we'll just cut your hair and then we'll steal your soul. And then you'll get a Camaro. It's like, no, fuck you.
You get a Camaro. No, I want a Corvette. I'm super vet, sir.
A Corvette, yeah. Z06 Corvette. You know what I mean? Get you a nice 57-year-old sugar mama with that kind of car.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? You know what kind of car I really like? Like, I don't like cars, but like I would either get a Prius or like a Camry.
Camry? Okay.
No matter how much money I make in my life.
Why do you like Camrys?
Because they're reliable.
Okay.
They work.
They don't break down?
They don't break down. They work.
Who makes Camry? What
Toyota.
Toyota? Okay. I'm more of a Honda guy. I had a frat brother with his last name Honda.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's part of the Honda family or not. He went to USC, so I doubt it. But I mean, maybe University took it. But I just hate that school. I think all of USC alumni and everything else.
Tell me, I don't know nothing about USC.
Oh man, like USC it's a private school, and they returned a new Ivy recently. Why is Miami, for instance, not turned a new Ivy?
You know? Miami sucks.
So does Los Angeles. I mean, Los Angeles has no Ivy League schools. The biggest competitor to USC is another sports giant, UCLA, known for John Wooden and the basketball trophies. You've got like 4 sports teams here in Los Angeles. That is our culture, athletics. USC is a powerhouse athletic institution, but even the current president, Carol Folt, was the former president of UNC Chapel Hill, where Michael Jordan played basketball in college.
What was his grades like?
I have no idea, but your grades at USC don't have to be that good either. USC has a yield of like 20 to 25%, meaning 1 in 5 or 1 in 4 students apply to USC and choose to go there after getting in. So it's a backup school for many people in California. I'm guessing
it's like what's it called? It's a fantasy school. Like not a fantasy school like the way like Harvard or Yale is. It's like a fancy, like I want to go there. It's like, oh, it's
all window dressing.
Exactly. It's like, but my parents will think I'm a real person. I go to
USC's
real
acceptance rate is something like 20 to 25%, and it matching its yield. When you look at the selectivity rate for some of these Ivy League colleges, Yale in 2024 had an acceptance rate of sub 5% to get into. Harvard as well, Princeton as well, if not at 5%. It's like USC to be deemed a new Ivy, or to have this. They had an admission scandal as well recently.
Oh, really?
Where Hollywood actors were bribing.
Oh, that's what that movie was about. I saw a movie, Lifetime. There's a movie on Lifetime about it. It's so good.
It was Heather Locklear. Her daughter. She was facing jail time. She was on the cover of some of these tabloids, like Us Weekly, and. They were bribing water polo coaches, for instance, to get into USC, or golf coaches, tennis coaches, whatever, so their daughter would go there. And she was on a yacht with the guy who, there's the USC board, chairman of the board, who ran for mayor against Mayor Karen Bass in this past mayoral election. Heather Locklear's daughter was on a yacht with him at one point, just partying while she was at USC. And it was just like, that type of, for it to be a private school, I mean, maybe the reason it's so looked up to because it's Hollywood and it's like white elite entertainment industry. But we're not in India where they have Bollywood, where entertainment is that favored in our country. The alumni network for USC in cinematography, I'm sure it's great. You got Squid Games. It's Korean. I went to college with a guy, Pedro Humboso Lemos. He was Brazilian. He got his MA in from the cinematography school. I'm sure he's great.
Bring it back.
Brazil has a great.
Bring it back. I don't want you to lose this. I want you to just go back to.
Back to what?
We're recording a podcast. Could you wait like 5 minutes? Not 5 minutes.
Got it.
I was gonna say, going back to the Hollywood thing, because you're making a good point about that. When I came here, like I just wanted to know like what I think a lot of people do this. They come here to see what like the Hollywood thing is. And it's just like I walked through the Beverly Hills like that night. I was just walking through, and it's just like there's like a ghost town. It's just like what the fuck is this place? You know what I mean? You go to the sign, and like okay, like.
Well, remember we're both from Florida. I only went out here for college. Some of this stuff was new to me too. But with Beverly Hills, I remember seeing on bus advertisements. They were advertising this story from rags to riches. There was an interracial couple, white woman married to a black man who lived in Beverly Hills.
Of course.
And they termed it from rags to riches. But Beverly Hills. I know Beverly Hills PD with what's his name, Eddie Murphy.
Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah,
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, that movie's good.
And I know a guy who went to Beverly High.
Beverly Hills though.
Oh really? Yeah.
No,
okay.
if you think about the movie, like it's in LA.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the movie takes place in LA, but they paint it as it's like what you're saying, rags to riches. It's like we're gonna paint it as one thing, but actually flip it as the other thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But 90210, wasn't that Beverly Hills 90210?
That's the zip code, right?
Yeah, I know somebody who got their well, maybe they fucked up. A lot of people in class of 2011 fucked up. But Ben Marcus, he went to Beverly Hills High School. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
But Frank Lloyd Wright's son.
Oh, the
architect. He lives in a nice house out here in California. I think
he does, man. I love
yeah, he's got some money. He's got some money.
What?
Yeah.
It was like I love like architecture that is like in tune with nature. That you're building it with like.
Oh, that would be Niemeyer, the Oscar Niemeyer. He was Brazilian. He made Brasilia, the model. Well, he planned. It was a planned city in what was at that point the Amazon, but now the capital of Brazil. He planned and modeled the entire city. Excuse me. And he has a house in Rio de Janeiro, in the largest urban rainforest in the world, in Rio.
And like around nature, like it was supposed to be, like it was gonna work with nature in some way, and they said no, right? Or
well, no, he went with it. Brazil and the BRIC nations, now they're rivals to the United States as far as.
Wait, so he's trying to build this?
They already built it.
It exists.
Yeah, it exists.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. How do you get? How do I get there? How do I?
Oh, you just get yourself a passport shot.
Well, no. How much does it cost? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
You see, you're just like,
gosh.
Yeah, of course, I can get a passport. Yeah. Brazil. When I went to Miami the first time, like this was last year. I just like I was like walk there essentially. Like again, I just like I'm like in Miami. I'm like okay, and it's like, you know what I mean? There's not really anything going on. It's like LA. It's like there's not really anything going on. It's not like this whole like, oh, there's a film industry and like, oh, I'm gonna run into somebody. None of that shit fucking exists. You know what I mean? It's just math. It's just people doing math on the street. People taking shits in the street, and it's like not even like to shit on that. I think that there's a beauty in the fact that you can do whatever the fuck they want here. But the amount of people that I've met that are like walking around like, oh man, what if I run into Brad Pitt? And it's like, Brad Pitt doesn't live here anymore. And if he did, he was on here for like 6 months and he moved away. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Being in Los Angeles, I'm happy. Grant's, I have a younger brother who lives in Miami, so I hope he's having fun. Ransford's my younger brother.
Oh, your younger brother?
Yeah, my younger brother.
Oh, okay.
He's a waiter in Miami right now. He always tells me to get a job waitering. He obviously inflates how much he's getting paid. But, you know, he still does it, and he sent me $10 on Western Union the other day, which is pretty nice. But here in Los Angeles, I actually ran into Xi Jinping in Little Tokyo in a fisherman's hat, kind of like Jimmy's guy.
Yeah.
Walking through Little Tokyo without security or anything on vacation. You know, it was
Did you like do the thing? Did you do
I didn't walk up to him. I swear to God, I wanted to walk up to him. Selfie with Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping loved me. I swear to God, I should have, but I didn't. I should have done that. Yeah.
I love running into like I call them true Californians, like 6'5" white people that bike around like Santa Monica and just try to like scare them off their bikes. You know what I mean? Like, oh God, oh, we gotta rob me. I'm like, come on, I get it, but I'm not. You know what I mean? It's just funny. It's like I can show you some really horrible people. You know?
That's like Gavin Newsom.
Wait, that's like Gavin Newsom?
Gavin Newsom,
the governor.
Governor.
Yeah,
oh, he's
governor.
a 6'5" Californian. I'm guessing.
He's 6'5"?
I don't know. He's pretty tall. You can look him up too. But he's got the media telegenic personality. Him and Eric Garcetti are ambassador to India right now.
You think Karen Bass is hot?
No. No, I don't. Karen Bass, Barbara Lee, you know, she flubbed it in the debates with I Know What I Look Like. As you know, it's like
Who's Barbara Lee? I don't know.
Barbara Lee was a senator, well, not a senator, excuse me. She was vying for senator, but she was a congresswoman of Oakland.
Why was she in debate with Karen Bass?
She wasn't, but Karen Bass was also in the House of Representatives. Who was elected to. She's a borderline doppelganger, Karen Bass. You know, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, what? Let me see.
I mean, maybe a little different. I think Karen Bass might have a perm.
Oh, why don't I think Karen? Oh, you're right. They really do look alike.
Yeah.
Whoa, they look. Wow, that's crazy.
They were both in the House of Representatives, so they were in Congress.
You think they just clone them? Like they clone people?
I'm sure they have a sisterhood united against Katie Porter, Steve Garvey, and Adam Schick. But no, not my type. I don't know. I like AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's quite pretty. At least
C-SPAN jerk
she's
off.
pretty too.
Like, oh, I love Alicia Cortez.
Well, C-SPAN. I forget it was C-SPAN. I'll tell you, my favorite CNN anchor is. She used to be on here in Pacific Standard Time. She's beautiful. I want you to Google her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see that.
What's her name? Her name is. Can't believe I'm drawing a blank here.
Don't tell me it's Rachel Maddow.
No, not
You said
Rachel.
no.
She's nice. She's lesbian, but
she's hot. Mm-hmm. She's totally hot.
Bolden, Kate Bolden, KateBouldon. BOULDEN.
Let me see this Kate Bolden.
She is. She's.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, she's dating somebody 11 years old and works for McKinsey.
She looks like she works for Fox News.
She's a little chubby, but she's cute.
She's not chubby.
I like him thin. But yeah, she's pretty.
A thin woman.
Yeah.
You can't be a fat news anchor.
She's got the arm fat.
You're not allowed.
Most of these arm fats are arm fat. I'm not gonna lie, but I think she's Belgian with the name like Bolden. She may not be, but she's pretty.
She looks like she's a nice person, but she's like dead eyes. She's really dead eyes.
Yeah.
I feel like doing that kind of job where you're just like
reading the teleprompter.
You're just dead. Like you're just dead eyes. Oh man.
They get paid some money. And again, there was another good couple on ABC Morning America that kicked off. Because they were in an interracial relationship. Remember that? And it was a scandal because she was cheating on her husband, he was cheating on his wife. Yeah. I don't even know their names, but they made this Apple TV show parodying it, even. Yeah.
I just want to get to the point where we politically call interracial marriage swirling, like in public.
Swirling.
Yeah, I want them to go like on like ABC News and be like, a man and a woman caught swirling in public. We got it live here.
That's funny.
Swirling in public. That'd just be funny.
Well, then what would we call the Meghan Markles with Harry? Since Meghan Markle's a swirled child.
That's like when you get Cocoa Puffs and it's just the milk. You know what I mean?
Cocoa Puffs was just the milk. The Cocoa Puffs with milk, and then you pour the milk out. I got you. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
That's what Meghan Markle is. Yeah, and it's like.
You think Meghan Markle's good looking?
No, not really.
Not really either.
She gives off that what's that movie? The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride or the Isn't I thinking of the
I mean,
movie?
she's not Shrek. I'm not gonna slam her like the British tablet.
She's a beautiful woman
Yeah,
to
of course.
somebody. You know what I mean? But she looks like
Her physique is kind of like Kate Baldwin. She's got a chubby butt. I'll say that. That's me. I like thinner women. But.
I'm just saying, like, I sound like such a dick. This is like such locker room talk.
I know, right? We're being misogynist right now. I'm usually misandrous.
She's very. That was funny.
Let me talk about why I hate Harry instead. Harry, what are you doing to her?
Yeah, you know,
let's do it.
let's throw down men. Yeah, let's cock shame some dudes tonight.
For real.
Yeah,
LeBron James, you and Bronny James, when you play together in the locker room, what's your locker room talking to be like?
Yeah, and your son's gay. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
LeBron?
Yeah.
You Masonic puppet. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I don't care. I don't care. Enough about that. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be a really awkward podcast. You, me, and LeBron James, like right here in the middle. Because I know nothing about sports.
Yeah, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but so I was shocked when they said Bronny James. I thought Bronny James was his younger brother. They even said it on CNN, but some people were telling me it was his son. I didn't really understand.
Wait, is his government name Bronny?
Yeah.
Dude,
He went to USC under the name Bronny, if I'm not
That's so
mistaken.
fucked up, dude.
Yeah, Bronny and LeBron. I mean, who the hell is naming you?
I went to school with the kid named Rock.
Really?
Yeah, his name was Rock. I remember that. I just remember that kid. He was like, so.
Well, there's
Rock.
Diesel. Diesel's the last name.
No, his first name was
Right.
Rock. Like, his parents named him Rock. Like, yeah, this is my son, Rock. It's like, fuck, you're just setting that kid up for failure, man.
I know, right? I wonder how people name their children. I was looking through a book about lesbians, since we're talking about LeBron James' son being gay. But she was French. Monique Wittig had some of the prettiest baby names in the world to me. They had names like Arlene, Aurelia was one of the names,
Aurelia.
Hesiod, or
these
Neha, Kaha. They had really pretty names in the book. Lace Gorillas by Monique Wittig. Yeah.
Something to read. Laced Gorillas.
And a good website for pirated ebooks. I don't know if you're into piracy since you're doing a podcast.
I mean,
should we turn it? Oh yes. Okay, good.
don't give a fuck.
Libgen.is for Library Genesis or z-lib.id Z Library. Like 90% of the ebooks on Amazon, 90% of what you see on Barnes and Nobles
We're
for
going
free.
there.
PDF files, EPUB files. It's amazing. If I
We're
had
going to
attention
internet
span-
hell.
Yeah,
They're just
I
like-
know, right? Piracy law. Even in jail, I saw these. The movies they're playing for us in jail showed the little, what do they call it? The previews. But it was a trailer, not preview. It was a trailer for piracy, anti-piracy trailer, paid by the MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America. But, whatever. I used to download all the time.
Of
high
course.
School. Who didn't? Kazaa. We were the Kazaa generation, were we not?
Oh, fuck that shit. LimeWire.
LimeWire, too. Yeah,
that's
BitTorrent
all,
now.
man. You go on LimeWire, you download American Idiot, and then you just get, like, Asian ass porn.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Kazaa even had the kiddie porn back in the day. ASL, Age Sex Location.
Oh, Omegle.
Omegle? Oh, I never
That's what I know ASL from, is Omegle.
Okay.
Like in, like, IM.
Instant Messenger.
Yeah, like
IM. Yeah.
But I was gonna say, fuck, they are. I was trying to tell somebody this at the other house, and people don't fucking listen to shit. But I was like, they're like deleting a lot of music off the internet.
Yeah, some of these Jay-Z albums you can't get because it's on Tidal.
What's his name? Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond
Bob Dylan. Like they're
Really?
what's it fucking called?
Really?
What's the name? Zippy Share. There's a website called Zippy Share.
Never heard of it.
And that's like a place where I used to torrent all my music.
Okay.
Torrent. Oops. I used to take fucking thousands of songs off of there, and the website just disappeared overnight.
Really?
And now there's a website. It's run by the Library of Congress. It's called archive.com.
Okay.
And if you use a private browser with like a VPN on it, you can get all types of music, like
Really?
for free. But it takes a while to figure it out. And sometimes, for whatever reason, I think it's because like they know my IP address, like government fucking tracks me and shit.
VPN, yeah.
Like they'll just like hide albums and then they'll put them back up. Like I was looking for "Born in the USA," Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
And I couldn't find it for a fucking week, and then I googled it one day and it just came up. I was like, "What the?" You know what I mean? I was like, "What the fuck? Who's watching me?"
Wow.
Yeah. It's weird.
That's neat.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Speaking of music artists, who's your favorite artist these days?
These days, I just listen to Drake mostly now.
Really like Drake? Drake has a
Yeah.
white mom. He used to be in... He does. Drake's Canadian. He's got a white mom and a black Canadian dad. He used to be in... what was it? Degrassi.
Yeah.
It's a Canadian TV show. My girlfriend from high school really liked Drake. I liked Drake in college too when he came out with Fireworks. Alicia
You
Keys.
like that kind of Drake.
I like,
you like emotional,
emotional love.
sensitive,
Well, she did. She liked me. I guess
feminine
while I was in
Drake.
college. Yeah.
I like angry.
Angry
like,
French Montana Drake.
Well, like his song I was listening to today, where he's like, you like the fucking finish line. I can't wait to run into you. It's like he's like, he's like so petty with the writing. It's like that's why he's he's really good at it.
Drake dated a really rich interracial woman too, though. She had a black mom and a Jewish dad who owned, I don't know her name, but the family owned Seagram's. The Seagram's alcohol company, based in Canada. Yeah.
Is that why he tried making whiskey that one time?
It might have been.
Because he was like, oh, there's money in this.
Oh, yeah.
You think he has a lot of money, or you think he has a lot of power?
Well, he lives in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, Toronto. I've seen him at some Raptors games, but...
You know what I mean? Like, there's some people who, it's like the presidents. The presidents have a lot of power, but they don't necessarily have a lot of money.
I think he's got enough of both. I don't think he's poor. He's been around the music industry for a while. But at the same time, most of these artists, what's money to them is different. What's power to them is different. They may like to... Drake at his age probably wants a nice white wife.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, I've been following this Kendrick Lamar, Drake beef thing.
Good point. Where somebody got shot outside their house or something?
But like this whole thing.
What's fake news?
It's like the whole thing with this whole beef thing is that Drake is the better artist out of the two.
Like, I like Kendrick Lamar in classic, man.
He's the better artist because he's a better writer. Like I've been listening to them back and forth. I'm like, dude, Drake is just he's funnier, he's smarter. Like he just writes faster and better.
Drake had mixtapes. Kendrick Lamar never had mixtapes.
No, he had mixtapes. He had the fucking Section 80 and all that bullshit. But the point is that like I'm watching this happen. It's like a parallel universe where everyone's talking about how they love Kendrick, and I'm like, I don't get it, man. I don't fucking like. Even if you listen to the diss tracks, like the disses that Drake are writing are like.
Can we play one?
No, not
not
legally. I don't want to put that on there.
Yeah, and got you.
Because the algorithm will pick that shit up and just take my shit down.
Okay, no problem.
But there's one called Family Matters. It's like 7 minutes, and he goes in on him. And the one that's on the radio, the Kendrick one, the They Not Like Us. I like that song a lot. You know what I mean? But if we're talking about like the writing on it, the writing is fucking weak. Like he's just like. You gonna disrespect me? Huh? What are you gonna do? And Drake is just coming at it from like a higher. It's like you're in a war and you're looking at it from a higher ground. He's just looking down like.
Yeah. Oh, he's in Canada. I mean, I look down the U.S. too. You know, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean.
It's also Drake versus Kendrick, Future, Young Thug.
It's 4 of them in it. I like Future.
7 of them.
Future Low Life. The Weeknd is one of my favorite. Loft Party. Loft music. His 808. It was.
No, you're thinking of Kanye.
Yeah, I was thinking Kanye's with 808 and Heartbreak. No, definitely not that. But The Weeknd, some of his stuff was.
He's Toronto too.
Yeah,
he's Toronto.
Yeah.
But now they're enemies.
And he dated Bella Hadid for a while. But some of The Weeknd's stuff after this, I'll be honest,
it's terrible.
Too commercialized. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
But his initial offering to the music world as a Nigerian, phenomenal.
He's Nigerian.
Abel
Tesfaye, that's Nigerian.
Yeah.
Huh. I
didn't even know his name, but yeah.
Yeah, I love The Weeknd.
Yeah.
The Weeknd to me is like the perfect like artist because he has the voice of a child and he talks about like doing cocaine off models' butts. It's the perfect situation. It's like if Salvador Dali was a beautiful woman, then his art would make sense to people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't just see him as a weird guy with the mustache.
Salvador Dali and Frida Kahlo.
if they switch bodies.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if Mother Teresa looked like Hitler, you know what I mean? We'd live in a very different world.
Some Hindus did see Mother Teresa as Hitler, though, going to Calcutta and playing with Dalits, but still.
Wait, go on? I don't know.
I had a friend from India, Kamchandra Chalji. He had it wasn't a rosary. He showed it. He brought it to USC as an exchange student, and he had a thing against Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa has this famous poem like the Serenity Prayer, which is God gave me serenity, accept the things about it.
The Serenity Prayer.
They use that in AA, all those addict recovery type things.
Yeah.
But Mother Teresa had this poem where the stanza was succeed anyway, succeed anyway, succeed anyway. And for whatever reason, just Mother Teresa, when she was beatified, and she's one of the first female saints.
Yeah.
India was just like, why are these people here? They need to leave. I don't like Christians, but that's
a weird East and West world kind of
right. It's again the autarky concept, where India is a Hindu country, or they've been both India and Pakistan. They were at one point one country, but then there was a almost like in North Korea, a line of demarcation, but it was a mass exodus of like 3.6 million people. And you had Muhammad al-Jinnah, who became Prime Minister of Pakistan, against Jawaharlal Nehru, who became Prime Minister of India when Muhammad Ghani was still alive. They both have nuclear weapons, and there is a perception, at least in America, that they will at one time attack each other. But
they just split off.
They broke into separate countries.
They peacefully split off.
But peacefully is up in the air because of.
It's not like an annex, like the annex, like
there wasn't an annexation, but there is a contestation over Kashmir, which may have been where the gentleman who created Hinduism and his family lived, because Kashmir is such a beautiful, beautiful place that both India and Pakistan want to claim it. But there's also Bangladesh, which at one point was an annex. It's kind of like Hawaii or Alaska is to the USA. It doesn't touch Pakistan, but West Pakistan was the name of the state before it became Bangladesh. And Bangladesh, that was an even bigger problem than the breakup between India and Pakistan, as far as I know, because it led to mass influx of refugees between both India and Bangladesh, or West Pakistan, whichever you term it, and famine at the time. Yeah.
Like Ireland.
Like Ireland and Northern Ireland, Sinn Féin, and Bobby Sands, the guy who starved to death. There's this movie about him. He went like 40-something days without food and died. 47 days maybe? And died.
Yeah, that's the worst way to fast.
Yeah. Me, I like the Adderall 3 days and then I'm done, you know?
Dude, do you ever take like an extended Adderall and then just like, I don't know, try to be like a regular ass person?
Yeah.
And then like drink your way through it, and like that's such a horrible way of life.
I do cocaine.
You can come on the show. Y'all can come on the show. Y'all been sitting watching Shameless for fucking 14 hours. See?
Adderall for me was good.
Yo, it's Dizzy the Goat. How you feel? You doing all right today? Have you drink water? That's all I'm gonna say.
Man.
All right. Dizzy, thank you.
We still love you. Even though you guys didn't come on the show.
Yeah, maybe another day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right.
But Adderall for me, I would never eat when I was on it. Borderline like that. You know, it just ruins the Adderall. It's just like, it's such a great drug.
But that's like the thing. It's like the first time I did Adderall, it was like I'd done Coke before, and I was just like, oh, this is cruelty. Because at least Coke, if you just like push yourself through it, you can eat something.
Oh yeah.
But Adderall, you are
Adderall's
completely dead. You are like seeing people like in Boston, like I've been around a lot of like medical doctors in Boston, even being around Harvard. Like walking around Harvard, I would just like go around there and just like observe people, and I'm like, holy shit, all these fucking kids are on Adderall. They're all walking around like, you know what I mean? Just like, and if you talk to one of them, if you like pull their AirPods out and be like, hey, dude, what's up? They'd be like, you know what I mean? They would completely have an aneurysm.
Tweaking out, Like, I'm listening to not classical music, but you know, AJR, and I'm on my way to class.
AJR, Jesus fucking Christ.
Burn. Yeah, Burn's a good song.
Do you know Andrew Jackson Jihad?
I have heard of Andrew Jackson Jihad.
Every time someone says AJR, I confuse them.
Yeah.
They're not the same thing at all. Andrew Jackson Jihad's like indie
rock,
like dirty indie, like before indie became like Starbucks and like oh my god, like I like Iron Line and like Arcade, you know, fucking bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit. That's what's gonna happen to hip hop. Hip hop is gonna like, there's gonna be a flip. After all this Kendrick Drake shit's done, and they're gonna introduce a new artist. His name's gonna be like Little Starbucks. He's gonna be like, and he's gonna be like the gentrified version of like 50 years of hip hop. You know what I mean? Just like completely flip the history of it.
Oh, 50 years of hip hop.
It's gonna be, I don't know. I love hip hop. I just wish it would just.
You do?
I do. I love all hip hop. I love Run DMC. I love Salt and Pepper. I love Tupac.
You like KRS-One?
KRS-One's a pedophile.
Is he? I remember in college listening to something that was like I saw him as like a philosopher of hip hop, and I was like, oh, okay. I never run into him before.
You never run into him in real life?
His music, I never run into his music. I grew up listening to 50 Cent, Biggie Smalls, Tupac,
50 Cent,
50 Linkin Park.
50 Cent, man. Yeah. You know, 50 Cent, his manager. 50 Cent's manager was like a gangster. Like he was like the real gangster of like bringing 50 Cent into like the spotlight. Like he was doing all that gangster shit that 50 got like portrayed as being.
Well, yeah, well, he's Kanan on Power. You ever see Power? It's a series on what is it? It's either Showtime or Stars. Stars.
It's his show. Like he's executive producer of it. Yeah,
he's an executive producer with Courtney.
Courtney Love.
Not Courtney Love. She's a Ghanaian woman actually. Courtney.
Oh really?
Yeah, Courtney Agombe or something. She's a Ghanaian or Nigerian. But
I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Him and Ghost, or not him and Ghost. It's a different actor who's with Ghost. But it's
the white guy, Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah. I've never seen it, but I know the names. He looks like Eminem, and then the other guy looks like Joe Budden. So that's why
Joe Budden. He looks like Joe Budden. Okay.
It's either the Ghost to me looks like Joe Budden, and then that's when I see him, I'm like, oh, that's Eminem and Joe Budden. In a TV show. That's what it is.
That's cool.
Wouldn't that be a cool TV show?
Oh yeah. You know? Remember Scott Storch? You're from Florida. Remember Scott Storch?
Jesus.
He was good though. I liked him. You didn't like his music?
I don't like that style, that piano shit. It's like
Scott Storch is pretty good.
It's like you know that song by Soulja Boy.
I hate it so much.
baby, you know that I miss you.
Oh, yeah.
That song.
Yeah.
You know the song, I could write you a song that make you fall in love. That guy produced that song.
Really?
And he was a big fucking Scott Storch fan. Like
Really?
that style of production. So like that's always I think about when I think of Scott Storch.
Well,
I love Mike Posner. That's the guy who
Mike
produced-
Posner, yeah. I took a pill and he bees.
that is cool. He walked across America, you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I have mad respect for that dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
You remember the song Hey There Delilah? What's it like in
Plain
New
White
York
Tees.
City? Yeah, Plain White Tees.
He's
Yeah.
one of those bands that just, you know what I mean? One of those one bands. I call them, it's like, remember Train?
I don't know.
Hey, soul sister, hey, I wanna miss you on the radio. Yeah.
No which way it goes.
I
Yeah.
hate that shit, man. I hate that twee, like, ukulele bullshit, man. Like, no bass, no
funny.
drums. Just like,
That's funny.
a little bit up on the beach with
Yeah.
American style. I said,
Yeah.
fuck you,
Yeah.
man. I mean, we need bass.
Yeah.
It's like, in yoga, the root chakras, like, it's like the bass guitar. You need your bass.
Yeah.
All that ukulele shit's up here.
Well, I
You know
like
what I
some
mean?
alt rock with bass and with guitar. I had a friend at USC who was trying to teach me Spanish guitar. Guitar is pretty difficult though.
Oh, yeah,
But
Spanish
one-
guitar, man.
Better than Spanish guitar. I got turned on to this by watching Al Jazeera streaming on YouTube. An oud, O-U-D. It's shaped like a guitar. It's a lot
an Indian
smaller.
one,
It's
right?
like a ukulele. It's Middle Eastern. Not the sitar is the Indian
Sitar,
one.
that's what I'm thinking of.
But this is
Let me
oud.
look this up.
Oud sounds great. It's
How do you spell it?
O-U-D.
O-U-D. Oud. Oh, yeah, I've seen it. I've just never you put the name, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cute. Yeah. How many strings is that? 6?
I have no idea.
10?
No idea. But it
Yeah.
seems easier and more fun to play than guitar. And guitar's so large, you know?
Yeah. Guitar's like,
Guitar is huge compared to a guitar, though.
I was just like, my thing about guitar and piano is like when, like, the more I learned about music theory, like when I was like making music and shit, like, it's like, I don't know why we stopped at those two instruments.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it was because of the Beatles, like, because there was a time where, you know, there's big band jazz,
Okay.
you know, there's like ragtime music, I mean, there was like, I'm going back, where like,
The drums.
you know, like, and then for whatever reason we landed on piano and guitar, and that's what we stuck with for fucking 50 years. It's just that. Just every band is, and there's so many instruments. So many instruments. I played tuba when I was in middle school.
Well,
It
tuba.
was, yeah, I
really?
was a tuba player. I was
The brass.
Yeah.
I'd love to play the oboe. Or
the oboe, yeah, that's fun.
I like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's a very, what's it called? I like a sophisticated instrument. It's like a,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like a sophisticated,
No.
you know what I mean? Like to me, like the bass is like, my favorite instrument is the bass guitar.
Okay.
But it's the stupidest instrument. It's 4 strings. You know, E, A, G, I don't fucking know. But the point is like, it's 4 strings and you just.
You got what's the turnkey thing on it? What's that thing called? The twiddler? Not the twiddler, but you know the little finger out.
pick?
The pick.
The pick? Yeah,
Yeah.
you would never. I don't like using the pick on a bass guitar.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like shit.
Yeah.
There's a guy, Pino Palladino. Mm-hmm. He was the bassist for John Mayer's band.
John Mayer. Okay.
Dude, that guy's fucking
Mayer's
great,
band.
man.
Really?
Dude,
Huh.
that guy's like he plays with his fingers, and he plays like almost like a jazz style. Where he doesn't know any music theory.
Cool.
He just plays like whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like he played for D'Angelo too. I think he was with Erykah Badu for a while. Yeah, dude. That's the fucking guy.
Nice. You ever check out on NPR? They have this thing called Tiny Desk Concert.
Oh, of course. I love Tiny
That
Desk.
stuff is amazing.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's a great place to find session people,
Yeah.
like different musicians that play. The Mac Miller one, that's a classic.
Okay.
You know, the Anderson .Paak one. The last one I watched was Big Boy from Outkast.
Oh, he would be good.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. It's always
I
amazing.
saw Young Jeezy. They had Juvenile.
They had Young Jeezy on
They
there.
had Young Jeezy on Tiny Desk Concert. Yeah. It was good though. It was good. It wasn't shit, to be honest, because it's all acoustic.
Yeah.
Granted, Young Jeezy isn't shit. He was a good artist, you know. But when it was all acoustic, it's a very good concert. You know, they got a band playing behind them in a bookstore. It's very cool. A live crowd.
Because the acoustics, like when you're working with and you're recording with acoustics, and you get it really good, and you're like I've recorded stuff in rooms, and I've got the acoustics really good. With the sound, like that wall right there would be perfect.
Uh-huh.
It's like people can't see it, but there's like
Right beneath the staircase. We've got a wall. It's like a square.
Yeah.
It looks like you're in what are those called? Like a concert hall with the foam, leading to the echolocution or what have you.
Because you're creating natural reverberation.
Reverberation.
It's like, and it reverberates and it sounds super nice. It's like, dude, when I used to give a shit about music, that shit was actually cool.
Yeah.
But then the music industry exploded.
Yeah.
And it went to total shit, and I don't give a fuck about that shit anymore.
Yeah.
You know who's really great? Mozart. Cool ass dude. Wore skirts. Dope dude. Wore
Very
skirts.
cool guy.
Yeah.
Very cool
He has a song called Kyrie.
Okay.
Dope ass song.
I like Mozart. I like Bach. Bach and Mozart were contemporaries, and I was reading in Classical Music for Dummies. He was known as Papa Bach because, for whatever reason, I don't know, different than the skirts, but he was known as Papa Bach probably because it rhymed. But classical music is such an interesting field. A lot of those guys, they were living in the household of like princes, or like Giuseppe Sammartini. He used to be the classical music composer for the Prince of Wales, even though he was Italian. They would live in households. They would cook the food, do the dishes, but then they would get paid. Also, in addition to that, to create.
You can say it. They were slaves.
They were literally indentured servants.
Slaves. That's what
musical
it is.
Slaves.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to be in this shit anymore. Like I was living I'm not gonna say where, but I was living in a situation where I couldn't work, and all I can do was create music.
Oh.
Like I would get up at like 6 in the morning, and I'd make music from 6 in the morning to fucking midnight. You know what I mean? 7 days a week. It was fucking hell. You know what I mean? I'd get high all day to get through that shit.
I can understand. My brother, he makes some music in the rap industry, and I told him to stop. But it's underground. I can imagine him having to like wake up, do a couple hits of meth, and then sit in the studio from like 8 to 8.
Yeah, most
come
of
up with
these guys,
stuff.
man. Most of these guys, like they don't like.
I've been on the radio.
I've been in.
But he got a Spotify 1 million views recently.
That's good.
So
That's good.
But again, Google. No way did 1 million people. How bad does he want it?
How bad does he want? You know what I mean? Like, is he an album artist? Is he like a singles artist?
He's got EPs. Not even EPs.
Yeah.
I don't even. He's got singles on Spotify.
He's singles. So. That's my thing. It's like. And people think I'm fucking crazy for this. But like when I made music, it was always like 10, 15 years down the line. Like, like Songs the Key of Life. Fucking, it's not a sign of the times. It's like those albums didn't make sense until time and everything that they were talking about kind of like correlated.
Yeah.
So when people tell me about like a singles artist, it's like, yeah, there's always singles artists. Does anyone listen to, hey there, little Mr. Postman? I don't know what the fuck about that person. We're talking about the Beatles, we're talking about Led Zeppelin, we're talking about the Temptations, we're talking about album artists, people that make fucking 15 songs, that take a year of their life to make that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I spent a year making an album. It was 33 fucking songs.
Really? Do you ever see
that shit killed me.
Man, I saw part of this. It was on Apple TV. It was Queen, about the life of Freddie Mercury. And I don't know. We can do a new topic about this unless you want to keep going to music. He was a Parsi man, and Parsi, the Parsi faith is from Zoroastrianism, which originated in Iran, but he was Indian, but not really Indian. Excuse me. He was Parsi, but he's from Zanzibar. Parsi family that moved from India to Zanzibar, Zanzibar was a sultanate off the coast of Africa. Anyways, the concept was good words, good actions, good deeds, which I think the music industry probably needs more of. Better lyrics, good actions, and good deeds.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Queen, the Night at the Opera.
Yeah.
Night at the Opera. That's the one that has Bohemian Rhapsody on it.
Yeah.
That album, at the time, was the most expensive album ever produced.
Was it?
It was the most I think because they were using like reel-to-reel tapes and whatever the fuck because they gave a shit, you know what I mean? And they put their all into it, and they didn't care about what the fuck the money was. Of course, it worked out. They had Bohemian Rhapsody, and they had whatever. They had other songs, you know what I mean? And they did good on
We Are the Champions, that was Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that song.
That reminds me of high school or middle school gym class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
are the champions.
It's like We Will Rock You. I don't know what they have like this dynamic where they'll have the most musically complex songs, and then they'll make like a We Will Rock You, and it's like
like a kid named Rock.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyways, we don't talk about this anymore. We can just talk about powdered goat milk. That's what I'm thinking about.
Powdered goat milk? Okay.
You ever had powdered goat milk?
I've not, but I find goat to be such an interesting. I've had birria meat. I've had goat birria meat.
Is that what? That's what birria is? Goat?
Birria can be either goat or cow, and it's the head meat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do it. That makes me sad.
Yeah.
That's like pig head. I can't. Like when you see like a movie and it's like the medieval times, and they'll have like. I think it's like the pig's head with like the
spick apple in the mouth. Yeah.
I was like, man, I can't do it. Like I can't I'm gonna just rip his ear off and just dip it in barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like meat. I'm not like against
well,
me.
the thing is, I read this article back when I was a vegan that says fish have the highest pain-induced torture, basically, when they're processed and captured, because they're breathing out of the water, and no one seems to give a fuck about that. So I don't really care about the fish. Excuse me, not that. I don't really care about the pig. I care more about the fish that are dying.
That makes me so
they feel more pain. They're putting them on ice from the water. It's unbelievable, painful what it does to them. But no one seems, because a fish can't scream. They feel pain.
Can you imagine being like, that's like your punishment for being a terrible person? You get reincarnated as a fish.
Oh yeah, fish is like an Alaskan salmon. Yeah,
I know, but that's so good. I love salmon.
I eat sardines. Thailand's a Buddhist company, one of the largest Buddhist country, one of the largest companies in Thailand.
Yeah.
It's Thai Union, which is a big sardine processing company. So they have these big, container ships, not container ships, but fishing trawls, fishing ships, where they just fish sardines everywhere. Which, seems to go against Buddhism, where it's, Buddhism, granted, isn't Hinduism with the ahimsa, which is non-violence. No. But still, Thailand also has a Siamese fighting fish, so who am I to say?
The Siamese fighting fish.
You ever seen those? The betas, they're like koi almost, but tiny. You can share the size of a Siamese fighting fish with your fingers.
And they fight in the ocean or
something? No, they're like in, I don't know how they're, I imagine they're in lakes. I don't know, in Ghana they have African cichlids, which are in lakes. I don't know where the Siamese fighting fish are found. But they're tiny, really beautiful color. Look one up.
Yeah,
they're pretty. They're pretty fish.
Yeah, this would be a good time if I get someone to do a fucking video.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sort of figure that out, because it'd be like video, people will see what we're talking about. Siamese fighting fish. Let's see. Oh, it's so cute. It's a cute little fishy. Oh.
Yeah.
They're pretty. He's not a fighter. He's a lover.
Exactly. They're pretty fish.
Man, I love animals.
I mean, you wouldn't want to take something like that and just flop it on the shore and be like, "Ha! I'm gonna eat you now, fish."
Yeah.
But in Buddhism, there's a ritual in Buddhism where, in order to maintain your vegetarianism, since you're thinking about goat milk, is you feed a fish to an animal like a bear to remind yourself a bear eats animals like this, but we don't need to. And would a bear even eat a fish that's beautiful? No, it wouldn't.
No,
so
I'm just gonna go back to eating almonds all day.
Right? Why not?
Starving. That's what I'd rather do. Like I got up day and I ate breakfast, but I didn't eat anything from like 8 till dinner. That's usually what I try to do.
Really?
I just don't eat anything. I feel better.
Intermittent fasting?
Yeah,
I put this on my Facebook. Dr. Joseph Fung, he has this book about intermittent fasting. He's this Canadian doctor. It's co-written with 2 other authors. One of them happens to be a Hispanic woman, Maria something, and she was a diabetic. And then another woman who I think was Jewish, Myers was her last name. And it's just all about intermittent fasting and how it's supposed to help you.
Yeah, fasting. I mean, when you don't eat for like a certain amount of time, like your body goes to its primal like state where you're just like really aware. Like I'm on the bus and like nothing can fuck with me. Like people yelling, people screaming, because I'm just thinking about like my primal, what's important. And it's like none of this is important. You know, like you know what I mean. Like my phone. You know what I mean. Like it's all just bullshit. It's just noise.
I had a morbidly obese teacher who fucked up my metabolism at one point. I don't know how I did. I was in such good shape. I used to be like 145 pounds.
Did you eat her pussy?
No, it was a guy, and he would just go on about.
Wait, you ate his pussy?
No, God, he was such a terrible guy. He was so, enigmatic of like what a professor is, a good one at least, where he would gesticulate and be excited in class. He still teaches at USC, but he wasn't that good. Anyways, he was morbidly obese, and I think just the fact that I was near him made me a fatter person. But I remember what I was saying and how I felt working out. Granted, I would eat a lot more calories and work out and try to burn those calories. But even then, I would still be just like fixated in the primal state. I don't know, but for you, I don't know what it was for you, but for me, it was like thinking about food, having to do the 6 snacks a day, and it's like keeping everything in go. But I would sleep maybe like 6 hours. I'd be in the library until like 12. I would have a productive schedule. But nowadays, I'm smoking cigarettes and.
You'll figure it out.
Cigarettes make your mind weak.
I love thinking about food. Like I don't like eating food as much as I like thinking about it. Like I'll think about like.
What about thinking about cooking?
No, it's more like I like thinking about fast food.
Okay.
Because I've worked at so many fast food places.
I worked at Taco Bell for a while.
Okay, so let's talk about Taco Bell. Hey, this is interesting.
It was 2 weeks. It was only 2 weeks. There were 8 women working there. One of them drove a Subaru, and just having to make that food I mean, what was yours? What were you? I was a shift lead.
I want to hear about the food. Okay.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing to get at Taco Bell? That's what I think about.
I don't know. I've sat in some Taco Bells and I've seen some people from Pakistan and India. I'd probably say like the bean burritos.
The bean, but oh Jesus Christ! See, once I get the picture, what you like,
but also,
like, what the fuck?
Also the crunch
burritos?
wraps. The crunch wraps are good.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah,
Okay,
crunch wraps are good.
okay, like because you got the layers. You got the
sour cream,
and then you got the chip, and then you got and it's like who comes up with this shit? And it's like looks like a pen looks like a pentagon.
The Pentagon, exactly.
Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I like to think about.
Yeah. Okay. Neat. Yeah, dude. That is a pretty good industry. Like America's Test Kitchen, but where you have these executive chefs making food for these major like Yum Foods or McDonald's, Burger King,
Pizza Hut has
Carl's Jr.
Yeah, but Yum Foods is Pizza Hut,
Taco Bell,
and then isn't A&W too?
Maybe, yeah.
Which I've never been there before.
I haven't either.
Yeah, it's like DQ.
Oh, Dairy Queen. Okay.
Dairy Queen's one of those places where I'm just obsessed with. I don't eat there, but I'll go into Dairy Queen. I'll just look at the menu because I'm like, who the fuck goes out of their way to eat a Dairy Queen?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's a McDonald's and a Burger King and Taco Bell, who the fuck goes to Burger? Like,
well, my friend who's getting down on me for using heroin in college, he loved Dairy Queen. We would go there often.
So what do they get? What do they get?
Different type of person.
What do they get?
He would get the milkshakes.
That's what I'm saying. We don't get the food. They sell burgers and fries. Who was getting the food there?
Exactly. He wouldn't get the burgers. Well, I guess he might have. But generally, we went there for the milkshake.
It's like Sonics.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to work near Sonics, and I would go there all the time. And after a while, I was like, nobody comes here.
Yeah.
And if they come there, they come for the milkshakes. But they have a full
restaurant vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, they come for the milkshakes, but there's a full restaurant. I mean, they had burgers, they had fries, they had popcorn chicken, they had burritos, they had
going bankrupt.
they had pretzels, they had funnel cake fries. I mean, they had like
fries?
a very, you know what I mean? They had a very deep menu. It's like Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box here makes sense because Jack in the Box
has the mini churros. Those are delicious.
Because Jack in the Box is always experimenting. They're always doing new things. Like I was passing by the bus today. They have like waffle fries. I'm like, I never buy it, but I just like to think about it. I'm like, waffle fries. Like that's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $3, you get 3 waffle fries. That seems like, doesn't that seem like not good math at all?
No.
Like economically speaking, like
unless it's like the size of like a funnel cake and you get a steak there.
This is what I think about all day.
Yeah.
This is the shit that keeps me up at night. Like, dude, like I used to work at Pizza Hut. And
a pizza, okay.
With the dough that they use, the extra dough from the pizza, that's what they use to make the breadsticks.
Okay, well then I gotta ask you, since you work at pizza, I don't know how long you've been in this ODR house we both brought up. We're getting Little Caesars every Saturday. I mean, what would you do with the extra pizza? Is it donated or is it given to some of these things? You don't overproduce pizza, do you?
You don't know what happened. Like I was in a drug program like this in Florida, and they used to have free pizza. They'd be like, these churches, they would give out free pizza, and the Little Caesars used to dump. Like they didn't give them for the churches. The churches would go in the dumpsters and take the pizzas out of the dumpsters and then give it to the homeless people, like on the street, like.
Yeah.
That's not the point, but it's just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Awful.
Also, Little Caesars is not a bad pizza place to me.
Little Caesars? Yeah.
To me, like, they're from Detroit. You know?
Really?
Yeah, they're from Detroit.
Domino's I like because Herman Cain, he was a Republican, African-American candidate for president.
Yeah, Herman Cain.
2020. Well, so Ben Carson,
Ben Carson's a fucking weirdo.
Well, they both have their things. Ben Carson went to Yale, undergrad.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
Imagine him here. Just imagine this, like you, me, and Ben Carson.
On
you know what
Siamese twins.
Wait, what?
He did
the brain surgery.
His
claim to fame.
Yeah,
right.
that was his big thing. Gifted Hands was his book. As a Christian, I found him to be a weirdo. I remember that my grandmother, not my aunt, gave me a book. My aunt's like another weirdo who believes in Christianity too much. She's like, watch TBN. Told her about a woman who's not trying to marry me. You're not, up in there about marrying.
Wait.
It's like, Kwame, you just need to go to church more.
You do this a lot. You stop on an interesting topic and you run right through it. Let's talk about the Turner Broadcast Network. Let's talk about
TBN. Wow. Gosh. Like the Bible Network. Wow. Father Hagen's Ministries. They've got Joseph Prince, Joyce Meyer.
Prince is such a dude.
Yeah.
That's all my childhood. Is that guy.
Charles
What
Stanley.
a weirdo.
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, some of these Christians, I can't imagine what they're
Do you know
doing.
Creflo Dollar? You ever watch
Creflo
Dollar,
Yes,
man?
Growing up,
TD
Jakes.
TD, yeah, like he's the king of that.
Yeah, TD Jakes. Yeah, though.
You know what I mean? How much Adderall do you think he shoves up his ass to like do that?
God, it's weird. It's weird. I've never understood why we need.
Tax-free.
Yeah. Oh my God. To build a church, there's so many churches per capita in this country. It's like, whoa.
But here it's not like
got
that.
a tithe. then you got to tithe.
They don't. It's not like that here. Like churches are like.
I'm sure in some of these neighborhoods.
But not like same thing in Miami where it's like I don't know if it's because it's the latitude thing, but like where I'm from, like near Orlando area, like the churches are humongous, like they're massive, like they're colleges, they're human. You know what I mean? They got a bookstore, they got a cafe, they have an ATM so you can do your tithe on. You know what I mean? Like it's like an institution. And like here, the churches are just like they're just churches. So like when I see a church, I'm like, you're not a real fucking church. I've seen people like sleep outside churches and wait, be like, I just want to see the pastor. My daughter's got cancer. And I just don't know if she's gonna live. And the pastor's like, $20 and maybe, you know what I mean?
Well,
like
we'll pray over you. We've got a intercessory prayer.
It's like not even like against it because I think weird. The spiritual world, like if you do anything spiritual, if you're psychic, if you're medium, even if you're Christian and you do like healing and stuff like that, it's hard to quantify that money. Which is why I'm obsessed with food so much, because food is the only industry that we quantify exactly how much something is worth. You know what I mean? Like you know how much a McDouble is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I'm gonna spend fucking $2 or $3.
The Economist magazine, the magazine, The Economist, it even has in the back some of their metrics. The Big Mac index, where it talks about the price of a Big Mac in Switzerland, the U.S., and Argentina, everywhere there's a McDonald's. Russia, it's neat. Look it up. Big Mac index, BMI. It's just like body mass index, but the Big Mac index.
It's like you want to know the weight of my heart.
Yeah,
exactly. That right
like
there,
that?
The Big Mac
you like that?
index. Yep. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Whoa.
See The Economist?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I'm
there we go. Yep,
interested.
I see it.
Haven't been interested in something in a while. Whoa.
How the price of Big Mac is going.
Okay. Whoa. Let me try to figure this out. Whoa. So, for whatever reason, that's interesting. The British pound is. Oh, I know that. But where's the burger thing? I need the burgers. Okay. So the burger costs $4.49 per pound in Britain, and it costs $5.69 in the U.S. Yeah. But so if the Big Mac is, I mean, if it's in the pound is 30, I can't do the math.
Pound's like 1.2 to $1.
Yeah, so technically it's more, right? Like
the pound's worth a little more, but they do purchasing power parity. I think they're doing a purchasing power parity based off the U.S. dollar.
They tell you the exchange rate. It's 79 cents. That's the exchange rate.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So in Switzerland, it's overvalued at 43%. The Big Mac.
Really?
It's 43%. So like the Big Mac is what, like $20 fucking dollars?
It's like when I saw it back in like 2007, the Big Mac was like around $11 in Switzerland.
Wow. Is Switzerland the country that was like the most progressive country when it came to transgender politics?
Not really. Really. Switzerland. There's a book by it was. God, what's this guy's name? He wrote Murray Hatta. No, he's a Brazilian author. It's a Brazilian author. He wrote. You'll know this one maybe.
No, I don't know any Brazilians.
Oh God. Man. What was it?
He's a.
It's almost like The Little Prince. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. He wrote. Okay, well, he's a Brazilian author. He wrote this book called Adultery. Which talked about the Swiss politician smoking weed or coke under a bridge, and she was cheating on her husband. Anyways, they talked about they offhand mentions this thing in Switzerland. They're not that progressive, but they're the land of neutrality. They had this thing against a number of mosques they were operating in the country. But the author of this book, I want to remember him. The Alchemist. Paulo Coelho.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah, Paulo Coelho.
Yeah,
he wrote The Alchemist. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's Brazilian.
So is Roberto Bolano, 2066. He wrote that book. I checked that out from the library a couple days ago. I didn't read it, but that's another good book.
We were just saying, Switzerland though. There's a country, a European country that was really progressive on like the trans politics, way before everybody else. Mm-hmm. And then what happened was like the birth rate like split, and like men and women, like something happened where it just like stalled out, and it's happening in America now. Yeah. Where the birth rate is going down by 0.1%. It's happening in Japan too.
Japan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's happening right now.
China, the birth rate is like, well, not like, because one child is a replacement rate. You want apparently 2 children if you're a family couple. You get some benefits with that. But in China right now, it's at like 0.6%. It's at 0.6 instead of 1. There's a generation of Chinese males that can't find wives.
Yeah, it's a whole generation. It's happening here. It's been happening here since like 2017. Yeah. And I've been watching it And I've been telling people, and it's like you sound like the craziest fucking person, but every day I just feel more sane. I'm like, I told you guys, that we are splitting.
Yeah.
There's it's like an atom. Like we're literally like splitting, and like my sister who. I'm just like, I don't know if she never listens to this, but she is getting IVF. She's like gonna have kids with her partner.
Really? My girlfriend got an IUD, intrauterine device. So.
IUD is which one's that?
It's
that's the birth control thing.
The birth control.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one that's in your arm and shit. Right?
No, it's like a hysterectomy. It's in your cervix.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit probably hurts. You probably can't have sex with that.
No. It stays in there and has like a little wire attached to it where they put it. Yeah, it's
so
not
freaky. I've been with girls who've had that in their arms.
Oh really?
And then she's like, ow, my arm, and I'm like, oh, I'm just turned off. Like, oh,
yeah.
I'm completely turned off. Like I hear that and I'm done. Like I pull out, I walk away. I'm like, oh, that's because it's like your dad like came to you and it's like brands you. It's like here, you know what I mean? Go fuck as many black guys as you want. You know, that's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like I don't know.
Yeah, there's one like Humira or even was it Tremfaga, like the HIV drug? There's one. It's called like Majerna.
Vagina?
It's something like that.
It sounds like
it's an IUD. Yeah, Majerna. Yeah, Majerna. Yeah.
Yeah. I love reading like in like magazines, the medical facts, just reading all like what the side effects are.
Advertisements like in Better Homes and Gardens where they have Pfizer or something like that. Yeah.
Give me like 1,000 Better Homes and Gardens. I'll just read all that.
Yeah.
There's one I see on TV. It's a medication that lowers your testosterone.
Really?
Yeah, and like the advertisement's so funny because it's like the guy's like watching TV and he's like, oh, look at me, I got no testosterone.
Yeah. The exact opposite of one of my pastors told me. He's like, you need more testosterone. What the hell is this? My aunt was so dumb. She told me I had to go to church just to get married. It just blew my mind.
But that's like
what kind of advice is that? Just go to church, Kwame. Go to church. Maybe it's her generation versus ours.
No, 100%.
Maybe it's white versus African, but it blew my mind.
Testosterone is a very big topic. It's like estrogen versus testosterone in terms of like how we perceive the world.
Even some athletes, but granted, you have some like Laird Hamilton. He's a vegan surfer, great body, vegan only. So he's obviously eating a lot of tofu and soy. It's not impacting him, you know. So estrogen versus testosterone, he might take testosterone supplements, but he's certainly getting the protein.
I doubt it, because I'm someone who I'm someone who's like been decreasing my testosterone.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like way more like aligned and focused. I don't like shake, jitter as much. Like I don't like wake up in the morning and like have like morning wood and I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't get as angry, you know what I mean? So it's just interesting because I remember when I was like super like testosterone up, like I had really bad body odor, you know what I mean? I couldn't focus, on anything, you know what I mean? I could fuck all the time, you know what I mean? But like, I couldn't focus on anything unless I was high. And if I was high, then I could do anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now that I'm like sober and like this, it's like, it's just weird. Because I'm at the point now where I'm like, do I want to go and like transition and do like estrogen? But to me, estrogen is like its own tricky hell because to me, estrogen is like, it's like Willy Wonka. It's like the golden ticket. You know what I mean? Something you have to keep finding. It's not something that you can naturally replenish. Like, because women lose testosterone after when they go through menopause.
And they gain more estrogen.
Yeah, and they gain more testosterone.
Okay.
They don't gain more estrogen.
Oh, do they? After menopause.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's like testosterone is something that's plentiful. It's like the U.S. dollar, you know what I mean? It's like inflated, you know what I mean? Yeah. And estrogen is like, I don't know, like the gold standard. It's just like, it's something that
you want. Something you want.
It's something that everybody wants.
Yeah.
Literally.
I always like soy. I would put soy in my milkshakes. Put some tofu and just mix it up. It would help with my pecs, you know. Not that my pecs are still here, but yeah, I like testosterone. I was doing yoga. Excuse me, not testosterone. I like estrogen. I was doing yoga to stay centered. Granted, I had friends from India who told me never do yoga.
Yeah, they say it's like it's against God.
Well, they say, you know, it was something that we Hindus brought up to the West through. There's a Swami Vivekananda who's teaching about yoga in like the early 1900s or 1800s. And you have B.R.S. Iyengar, Pratapias Joyce, and other yogis. But it's not your culture. You shouldn't do it. But I was doing things like that. I felt great with it.
Yeah. I think it was Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs?
No, because Steve Jobs, he went on a shamanistic journey.
The blueberry fast at one point too, because he had prostate cancer.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he ate so many blueberries. He was trying to get like blue shit, kind of like Willy Wonka. But yeah, Google it. Google Steve Jobs.
That was
Blueberry
not.
Fest.
I read his book.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah,
you
I read his book.
by what's his name? The guy who did the same. Walter Isaacson.
Oh, I don't know his name. I just read the book.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs. Yeah, that's not in the fucking book. There's no.
Okay.
The shamanistic journey.
It might have been in People magazine. I don't know, but I read it.
Blue Jobs. Steve Jobs, Blueberry. Shit. I don't know what the fuck. Sure. Let's see. That's a Reddit. Let's say today I learned that Steve Jobs is really unhygienic. He thought that by only eating fruit, the need to shower was eliminated, so he stopped showering. When he worked for Atari, his boss assigned him a night shift so he wouldn't have to interact with other people. Mm-hmm. Oh, so he was just one of those people that was just like
a fruitarian almost. But he did it for like his prostate cancer because he died of prostate cancer, if I'm not mistaken. So he wanted.
I don't think he really died.
You don't think he died? He lives on through Apple.
Yeah, I think he's in one of those like weird. Things where he like transferred his soul to somebody else's body. And I'm serious. Like,
Ghost in the Shell.
I do not believe that the guy who like was fasting and being able to travel across. He walked across India. Like, yeah, he went through like one of those shamanistic phases where he walked across country, came back, and like fasted, and then like through intuition found Apple.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's what's being like, what's it called? That's the propaganda, you know what I mean? That's what they say in the book. Who knows what actually happened?
Yeah.
But when you like look up the other guys who were involved in Apple, it's like none of these guys could have figured this shit out.
Yeah.
These guys were like.
Well, you got Tim Cook now, who's openly gay. He's the CEO of Apple.
Yeah. What I mean is that like you look at a guy like Bill Gates, right? Like Bill Gates can make the computer, right? Like say Bill Gates can't sell the computer. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys can make the product. You know what I mean? Like the guy who invented video games was like a black dude. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like. Not that it's about race, but the point is that like it was someone that was able to sell the thing. It wasn't about inventing it. It's like you had to be able to bring this weirdo thing because there was no computers before. I mean, there was computers in the mass sense, but the idea of like a personal computer, you know what I mean? Like it didn't exist. So how do you explain it to somebody who's like writing on a piece of paper? It's like, well, I got my paper, or I want this fucking piece of shit computer. It's like someone's got to be able to sell that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, anybody to be a CEO of any corporation in this country, you have to pimp your own product. You have to live it, especially if you're a founder. Like, you know, like the founder of BlackRock, Steve Schwartzman and Robert S. Capaccio, both CEOs of the company, which did exchange traded funds like QQQ or SPY from the Nasdaq Standard Poor's 500. They lived their product. So Steve Jobs probably had to live his product a lot, and I'm sure he lives on through it. I mean, he went to Reed College. He had took a class in calligraphy.
Yeah.
He also was known for product design. He had some really good product designs, which is why iPhone's so fancy. You buy $4,000 worth of Apple products, you get some sort of.
That wasn't him. That was Johnny Ive.
Johnny Ive was
really?
He was a product designer.
He was the one that was behind all that. But that's the point, is that it wasn't about whatever the fuck he was selling. I mean, was making. It was about the fact that he could sell it.
Yeah.
There's a group called, and this is like unrelated, but there's a group called Brockhampton. It's a hip hop group called Brockhampton. Okay. And their music is fine, but it's how they sell themselves. Like it's how they put themselves and package themselves. It's like they package themselves like an Apple product, white screen, background.
Listening.
You know what I mean?
Remember the Apple Genius commercials?
Yes, that's what I mean.
They made a big deal out of that.
Fucking genius. Like that should, like how that is like put together. It's like the difference between, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good fucking example. It's like the difference between Halo and Gears of War. And why people revere Halo and they don't remember Gears of War as much is because Halo is something that people like.
Gears of War came first, right?
No, Halo came first. It was on PC first. Halo was
on PC?
Yeah, Halo 1 Combat Evolved 2001. Oh, nerdy shit I could have said today. But I'm trying to find a metaphor we can both relate to. But the point is that like Halo.
I remember StarCraft.
Oh man, dude.
Some fun stuff.
Oh, dude, StarCraft 2. That's my era. StarCraft 2.
StarCraft 2.
Yeah. Dude, like
fun.
The last game I was like really into was The Sims 2.
The Sims was super fun too.
Dude, I love The Sims.
I remember there was a guy who gave me his CD of The Sims, and he was the same guy who taught me what masturbation was. I'm not gonna lie. Blair Castle. He didn't show me. He taught me. Taught me about Kwame, just got some lotion and touch yourself. I forget exactly what he was talking about. It's like when you're hard. It's like, but he gave me a copy of The Sims. He was like, look, I even in the bed there's a hack when you put The Sims in bed. You buy this love bed, click the bed, you move it away, you see two naked people. So
yeah. It's like GTA had the same hack where you could have sex in the game.
Prostitutes.
Yeah. But The Sims, like I was obsessed with The Sims because when I was working on my last album, I was like watching. You ever seen like Ben-Hur? Maybe Ben-Hur or like I'm trying to think like Star Wars, like epic movies, like long ass movies.
How long was Ben-Hur?
It's like 3 fucking hours, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I was obsessed with like long ass movies. What's up? You want to sit on the podcast? Huh? You want to sit on the podcast? Okay, but I was obsessed with these really long ass movies, and I wanted to make an album that was like the length of like a movie. I wanted to make like an 1.5 hour long album with like interludes and everything, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So it was like, how the fuck am I gonna make something that like works like this?
Yeah.
And The Sims was like the perfect way to understand that, because The Sims is about details. Like it's all about like the lamps.
I love being the criminal in The Sims, where you work out on all these, like you advance your career. The Sims, like either you're an artist, you're a criminal, you're a business person.
Yeah.
And you would buy the traits, like for a criminal you'd buy like the workout bench initially, but at the end you come in the car and like the mob Bentley or something like that. The details in that game were very good.
They're so specific.
SimCity, also another very good game.
I've never played SimCity.
I played SimCity first.
SimCity's the black and white like noir game, right?
No.
No, SimCity's the top down.
You're building the city with the fireworks,
there it is.
or not the fireworks, but the fires and the fire stations and earthquakes.
Yeah.
Police stations. You're building residential and commercial zones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Dude, I wish I was into that game more, because that game's just like details.
Yeah.
There's a game called City Skylines.
City Skylines, I've never played
It's
that.
like SimCity, but like it's like the modernized version, where they have like plumbing and they have like waste and they have taxes, and it's so detailed. Like I tried playing it, I was like, dude, like I literally would have to go to school to play this game. Like it's so much like it's like you're running a city, like for real.
Yeah.
That stuff's cool as fuck to me. Yeah. But details. Like I was like GTA versus The Sims. Like they're like two different worlds. Like remember when Oppenheimer came out?
Yeah.
Oppenheimer and Barbie, they purposely put those movies out at the same time so they could split the population.
Yeah.
They
You
could
got the Margot Robbie population versus the Cillian Murphy population. Yeah.
So I purposely only watched Barbie because I knew if I watched Oppenheimer, it was gonna fuck me up in the head. I was gonna become like, I was gonna only think about murdering.
Oppenheimer tries to poison his professor.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and so I purposely only watched that movie, and like, it totally fucked my head up. You know what I mean? Like, and put me on a different path. Like, I saw it coming. I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm gonna go this way, because if I go this way, I'm gonna become like someone I don't want to be.
But then again, who is Ken for all of us men? Like, Ken's the guy who marries a Barbie, and he's portrayed by.
Bitch, I'm Barbie. There's no fucking.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Barbie.
I want to be Oppenheimer.
I am the Barbie. I am the. What is it? I'm the destroyer of worlds.
I want to kill my morbid Leo Beast professor. I'm not lying to him. Fucking my game too much weight.
But it's the same thing with GTA and The Sims. It's like it's two worlds. It's like you're either a GTA person, like you either want to rob, destroy, fuck the world up, run over people, or you like want to make families and happy. Right. You know what I mean? It's two separate worlds, and they don't exist together. Like there's no Sims game where you can rob and kill people, and there's no GTA game where you can raise a family. Okay. You know what I mean? It's not like intentional, because Rockstar and EA aren't the same company, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like one of those weird matrix.
Yeah.
Way how the world fucking works things. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's like My Little Pony versus SpongeBob. You either grew up watching SpongeBob or you grew up My Little Pony. So you watch Saved by the Bell. You know what I mean? It's like there's two, and no one ever watches the same shit. I barely know people that watch like both sides of things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What'd you grow up watching?
Well, since my grandfather worked for the CIA, I grew up watching Mission Impossible. That was one of the first movies I ever saw.
No, TV shows, not
TV shows.
movies.
Well, TV shows. We wouldn't have a TV in my house.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I would have to download when I was in high school TV series. So I watched Alias with Jennifer Gardner.
ALS, what's that? Oh,
Alias.
Jennifer Gardner.
Alias,
oh
yeah,
gosh, like young Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah, she was in that. That was cool.
You like Jennifer Gardner?
She's cool. She's a good actress.
You don't like her cheekbones.
She does Capital One commercials.
You can just say it. It's
typical white
okay.
woman.
Justin Timberlake isn't listening, bro. Like,
Oh no, me.
he's not listening, bro.
No, who is the Justin Timberlake? He dated her. I thought he
They're
dated
married,
Jennifer.
right?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, they're married. That's
There was a different one. I thought
it's
it
a
was
different Jennifer, huh?
No, that's Jennifer. Brooks.
Google.
Justin
Someone's
Timberlake.
like,
he dated a different one.
he's married to Jennifer Gardner. Though.
Really?
I'm pretty sure Jennifer Gardner, husband. Oh shit, I'm totally wrong, dude.
Who is it?
She's single as fuck.
She's single. Oh.
Dude, I'm totally wrong. What am I thinking about?
How old is Jennifer Gardner? 43.
Jennifer Gardner is 52, dude.
No, she had it worse though.
She's April. What's her song? No. What were we talking about? Save me for. I'm gonna go down.
Justin Timberlake's wife. Jessica Biel. That's who you're thinking of.
Jessica Biel.
Jessica
That's
Biel.
who it
Yeah,
is. Jessica Biel. Hold on.
She's pretty. She was in that.
She's not
movie
pretty.
who did. Yeah, she did a butt to butt dildo scene in this movie.
What?
It was unreal. Yeah, Jessica Biel.
Wait,
It was
what do you mean, like inner ass?
ass to ass dildo, same dildo.
Double
with another
anal
one.
in a
With
movie?
Yes, in a movie. You can watch it.
Nymphomaniac?
No, it was the same director. Did 2 movies, Pie and the Tree of Life, but this movie was called
Tree of Life.
Yeah, the Tree of Life. Look up his name.
The Tree of Life.
He's Jewish.
The tree of course. Of course it's Jewish. Tree of Life. 2011. What the?
What's the director's
I'll
name?
pull up the director's name.
If I hear the director's name, I might remember it.
Oh, I've heard of this movie.
Darren Aronofsky.
Oh,
right?
he did Mother.
He did Mother? Okay.
Have you seen Mother?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, that movie's fucked up.
But yeah, whatever. Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah, he's
and,
a wacky
Jessica
dude.
Biel. Yeah.
He's a wacky dude. Mother is like, it's what's her name? Jennifer. Silver Lion Playbook.
Silver Lining Playbook.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've seen that.
You know
I've seen
the
parts of
actress
that.
though? Hunger Games. She's in Hunger Games.
Oh.
Jennifer.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. Girl.
She was in a Megan Ellison directed movie by Anya Parasana production.
For Hunger Games. What is her name?
Yeah.
She's
Jennifer?
a lead. Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. She is like, it's like the story of like the Bible, but
Yeah.
through the perception of Mother Nature, where it's like
Hunger Games is that?
no, Mother,
Mother.
the Darren
Okay,
Aronofsky film.
okay.
And it's like, it's Mother Nature is the house. She runs this house, and then God is like on top and sitting in like the library, and he's trying to write the Bible throughout the whole movie, and he's trying to, and he can't like get to it. She's just cleaning the house, and she's like cleaning the house, and then Adam and Eve show up in the house.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? And then they fuck up the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the other one? What was it? Steve. Oh God, who's the funny Jewish actor? Adam Sandler, where he's in the movie where he plays Noah. No, not Adam Sandler. The guy who's in The Office.
Steve Carell. You're talking about Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
Bruce
Yeah,
Almighty,
yeah. Yeah, that's like a lighthearted version of this. This movie's like brutal.
Yeah.
It's like almost 3 hours, and it's like brutal.
Wow.
Where it's just like it's the entire Bible, where it's like.
Do me a favor.
What's up?
Tell what's the name? Give you 2 cigarettes. What's his name?
Who's gonna give me a cigarette when I got a pack right here?
No, let me buy a cigarette.
What? You want to buy a cigarette from me?
Yeah.
Nope. I've 6 Jimmy.
No.
Can this wait?
I
Can
got
this
cigarette.
can this
I was
wait
just
until
helping
after?
him out.
You know what I mean?
Your
I
cat?
was just gonna help
Jimmy.
him. I was
Marquise?
Could y'all do this outside or something? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, get a cigarette from Marquise.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so
Anyways.
it's like the story of the entire Bible, where they go through everything. They go through like Cain and Abel. They go through like the wars. They go through Jesus, and it's like the most brutal like depiction of it. Like there's a part where Jesus is born, and they're like throwing Jesus around. You know what I mean? And they're like tossing the baby, and there's like blood everywhere, and it's like war. It's like the most brutal shit I've ever seen in my life.
Did you ever see Passion of the Christ?
No, I've never seen Passion of the Christ.
What's up?
Them my cigarettes.
No, I mean,
Yeah, Passion of the Christ.
but Bruce, what's his name?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
Mel Gibson.
yeah,
He did
he directed
Apocalypto.
Yeah, I've
He
seen
produced it. Apocalypto is pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked
yeah.
Apocalypto. But yeah, I was just thinking that.
Brutal movie. That's another movie.
Well, Passion of the Christ was all in Aramaic, so Mel Gibson's a pretty interesting guy to direct it and to produce. Jesus speaks not in English; he's speaking Aramaic, the language Jesus purportedly spoke. Yeah, so he did
In the
like
entire movie?
yeah,
And it's like there were subtitles in English?
yeah.
Wow. And people watch this?
I saw it when I was in college, my senior year.
How much?
Back in 2010,
Passion of the Christ.
around winter time. I like the Jewish woman.
Global box office numbers.
yeah.
I want to know what that. Global box office numbers. I'm just gonna accept the chaos since they're trying to fight it
Yeah, same.
around. Just accept it and just let it all just like.
yeah.
It did almost $1 billion in the box office. I've never seen that movie in my life.
Really? Yeah, it was. I mean, I didn't know much about Christianity, so I saw it.
Got a cigarette for you.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite movie of all time, still to this day, The Dark Knight.
Really?
Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan's finest hour. Everything he did after that,
Was
I
it
do
Bruce?
not give a fuck
Was it Ben
about.
Affleck playing Batman at the time?
No, it's Christian Bale.
I love Christian Bale. He was in American Psycho.
Yeah, dude, I love that
movie.
book. I love the movie.
Oh, you read the book?
Yeah, dude.
Ready
I love-
Sinales?
Yes.
Glamorama?
Yeah.
You read Glamorama?
No, I never Glamorama.
Glamorama's pretty good.
What's that one about?
It's about models who play assassins.
Models who play assassins. That's-
Yeah,
okay.
fashion models who really go around the world and kill people.
It's kind of like weeds. Like,
Kind of like a no. There's this actor who did something like it too. Ben Stiller. Remember the Ben Stiller movie? Where he plays the face, and he always had to get the right face. He was a model.
Zoolander.
Zoolander. Yeah, Zoolander.
Yeah,
Holland's kind of like Zoolander.
Okay.
Yeah, Bret Easton Ellis.
Never seen Zoolander.
That was good.
Didn't he direct Zoolander, or like he wrote, or he was just the actor?
Ben Stiller. I think he directed it or produced
Let
it.
me
or something.
see. Now I'm just like into this.
Yeah.
Zoolander was a director.
I like Tom Wolfe a little bit better. He did Bonfires at Vandy's.
Never heard of it.
He's good. He also did Electric Acid Kool-Aid Test. He was known for Gonzo's journalism, so he interviewed Hunter Thompson. He did Loading in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Loading in Las Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. People love Hunter S. Thompson. I find that weird.
He killed himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a fucking addict. Like, he was an addict. I mean, he wrote stuff, but I feel like I grew up with like the perception of my life that I was going to be a writer at some point.
Oh, really?
And like almost every writer that you're supposed to like romanticize and like follow is just like a piece of shit person. Like, I don't ever want to go down the path where I'm like, oh, I'm just going to drink myself into a novel and then die at 30.
Yeah.
That just sounds horrible. I want to live a long life and not do that. You know what I mean? And writing is brutal. I don't know, like sitting and writing for a long time.
But it's good. It's a good hobby. You know, to spend 15 minutes a day writing, 2 hours a day spinning.
Dude, if you write for real, you write for 9 fucking hours.
Yeah.
On coke. Wow. You know what I mean? That's the only way you can write. Like real writing, like you're writing a book or something.
You're doing fiction?
Huh?
Not fiction or not?
Anything. If you're really writing, if you're not like people can sit and like type some shit up. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna write like 200 fucking pages, you're gonna get a bottle of whiskey. You know what I mean? You're gonna get an 8-ball of cocaine, and you're gonna kill yourself. Like that's the only way you can do it. That's the only way people write. There's an author, Ned Vizzini. He did this book, kind of a funny story.
Okay.
And they turned it into a movie. The movie sucks dick, but it's a story about being in mental hospitals and just like being in like kind of like this kind of situation where you're stuck. And yeah, he fucking killed himself like right after that shit. Wow. It's a brilliant fucking book.
Like Running with Scissors?
What's that? Running with Scissors?
Running with Scissors was about this woman who's in drug rehab. She meets this guy she falls in love with.
That's exactly what it's like. That's exactly what it's like. It's literally like it's like mental patient porn where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna meet a perfect girl in the situation where I can't leave and I can't do anything and I'm gonna be sober because I'm, you know what I mean? It's such a fucked up like fantasy to live in. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I like C.S. Lewis. Like,
okay, he was a Christian too, though.
Yeah, I like the idea of what he wrote about because he was writing about war and like not like literally, but he took what he experiences and he put it metaphorically into something that made sense for people like kids.
Yeah.
You know, kids are able to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and get something out of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like Hunter S. Thompson to me, it's like what's his name? What the fuck is his name? Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, he was good. Kill Bill.
Quentin Tarantino. When I first watched Pulp Fiction, I was like 8 years old. And I was like, it fucked my life up. Like, I probably could have saved my life if I didn't fucking watch that shit.
Yeah. I loved Kill Bill 1, 2. Pulp Fiction, very good. He's a very good author. Or director. He's good. He also had Jackie Brown, which is pretty good.
I don't know. I've never seen Jackie Brown.
I saw Jackie Brown just because I heard at the time it had the N-word for the most number of times in the film.
Yeah, he loves it.
Didn't seem like it.
Yeah, I feel like that stat is funny because it's like I don't think they count her in like black movies.
It was termed a blaxploitation film.
Right. But even then, like if you consider like 70s blaxploitation films, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when they say Goodfellas is the most words, like the most fuck. They say that Goodfellas. It's like I don't believe that shit, man. I've seen shows where it's like fuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. But you want to call it a show? I mean, we do this for like an hour.
Sure, man. This was fun. So I've been thinking about a cigarette for maybe the past 30 minutes because so many people came in.
Only 2 left that wanted to do it.
I mean, you can sit and you want to sit. You want something to say, Jimmy?
I get it. I did some podcast when I got out for the 27 years. I did it for Stanford University.
Okay.
It's on record because I beat my case. Yeah, I don't want to get tired.
The rest of the 27 years or 2 to
I just did 27 years 4 years ago. March the 5th.
What year were you incarcerated?
94.
All right, I'm gonna call it a show, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Wow. All right. You want a cigarette?
You please.